Welcome back to the Pennzoil World of Outlaws here at Williams Grove Speedway. There's a look at the top four. Those names will all transfer on straight to the A feature tonight. Billy Pauch and everybody else out of that heat race has got to go to the B main to make their way into the A feature. Hi, everybody. Ralph Shaheen along with Steve Evans. Well, without Evans, we finally got inside. We're ready to go racing, as you can see. And you know, Steve, right here at Williams Grove Speedway is kind of where the World of Outlaws began, because a lot of the big-name drivers used to come to Central Pennsylvania. Names like Jan Opperman and Kenny Weld, they would move here for the summertime and try to take out all the big money as they got towards the end of summer.
Well, a lot of history at this racetrack. There should be. It goes back to 1939 and has operated continuously since that time, except for the war years. And to celebrate Williams Grove's 58th anniversary, I wore my vintage tie. I'm not sure who it is. Ralph De Palma, I think it is. You know, Ralph, the last time we brought the folks at home live World of Outlaws Pennzoil competition was from Mesquite, Texas.
Yep.
That was about 6 weeks ago, and a lot has happened since then. Ralph grew 6 inches, and the points have been shuffled considerably.
Boy, have they ever. Take a look at this. This is how the points stood after the racing at Devil's Bowl. Mark Kinzer is on top, Hillenberg Blaney, Hodenshield, and Steve Kinzer. Now look at what was going on as we came into today's event after racing last night. You see, Sammy Swindell, who was not in the top 5, leads it. Steve Kinzer has moved up to second. Blaney and Hod are still there. Craig Hodnett has moved in. Where's Mark Kinzer, you ask? Well, he has been running on the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
And not doing very well.
No, and every time he disappears from one of those, they dock him points, plus he loses out on some extra 150 points that are available. He is now sitting 16th in the point standings, but still definitely a threat to win here tonight.
No, absolutely. And you know, a lot of times when the Outlaws go into a state, they run over the local competition, if there is any. Not in the state of Pennsylvania, not at any track in the Keystone State, because of the Pennsylvania Posse, as they call themselves. You've seen Donnie Kreitz Jr. win features right here on TNN. Lance Deweese has over 100 feature wins to his credit, including 30 here at Williams Grove. As you look down that list, remember those names. Any one of them are capable of pulling the upset here tonight. You know, last night, as Ralph said earlier, Sammy Swindell just stomped him into the dirt. Swindell is on top of the points. He's doing everything right. And you know what? This is his silver anniversary. Right, Dave Reef?
It absolutely is. What you're looking at is the Georgia Marketing and Promotions 1/18th scale sprint car collectible that commemorates the silver anniversary edition. 25 years, Sammy Swindell, a sprint car driver. We motored out of the way. This is the actual silver anniversary car that will be carrying Sammy into tonight's Channellock Spring Classic. And this, of course, is the man, Sammy Swindell. 25 years. You believe it's come this far?
I don't know. I can't believe I'm here this long.
25 years is a long time. What kind of changes has gone on? Obviously, we've got TV today, and that's probably the biggest.
Well, that, you know, and it's gone from, you know, being just people that funded themselves to having some corporate sponsors, you know, like Channellock.
And, of course, the speeds have crept up as well. How have you adjusted to that?
Well, that's easy. It's just been a little bit over time. So, you know, it's like everything else. You just get used to that, you know, that little bit at a time. You don't really notice it.
And wins. He's 2 for 2 in this car. And let me tell you one thing. It certainly is a good thing they make toys, because my wife would not let me have one of these. Well, Sammy's having a big year, but a guy who's having a big weekend standing by right now with Bobby Gerald.
Well, you know that, Dave Reef. The Quaker State number 11, driven by Steve Kinzer. And in 39 hours, guys, Steve Kinzer is going to be taking the green flag at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for the Indy 500. He qualified at a speed of over 210 miles per hour. He is solidly in the field. But tonight he's here racing a sprint car. And Steve, there's a lot of sprint car fans out there that are very proud of you and want to wish you good luck in that Indy 500. You excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. It's been real thrilling, and glad to get an opportunity to get up there and run, and hope we can bring that thing to the finish and keep our nose clean, along with the rest of the field, I'm sure. But we're real excited. It's made a lot of other people excited.
Now, if you finish the race, that's going to make your day a little bit longer, and you have to be at Hagerstown for a World of Outlaws race on Sunday night. Will you be able to make it?
Well, if we can get in out of the speedway and get to the plane quick enough, I think we'll be able to make it. Let's just hope the weather stays good in both places.
Well, he doesn't have a police escort lined up yet, and there's going to be 250,000 people at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway on race day. So Steve Kinzer's going to have his work cut out for him, but I bet he'll be there, even if he has to use a professional, guys.
Well, Gerald had a T-shirt, and Reef had the die-cast car. You think they thought of bringing us anything?
Tonight's young. Tonight's young. Let's look at heat number 2. Chris Eash, that's another one of those Pennsylvania Posse guys we talked about. Greg Hodnett, the hot flyer out of Selma, California. Johnny Herrera, who won here last year live at Kings Royal in Eldora.
Lance Blevins, who now has no crew chief, is here. Cliff Bryant, one of the Bryan brothers from Pennsylvania will be ready to go racing. Of course, Mickelson and Bennett rounding out the field. Let's go back downstairs to Dave Reed.
I'm standing by with Andy Hillenberg, the winner of that first heat. You made it look kind of easy out there. Did Dave slow down, or did you just find something?
No, I don't really think so. I think we were running pretty good on the bottom. That was probably the key, is he slipped out there in 1 and 2, and we were able to get by him.
Long, flat racetrack, big speeds in the straightaways. What do you do different here that you might do in another track with a little more banking?
Not much, really. Just set up for a slick track.
Green flag, guys.
And we're racing.
Again, this will be 8 laps. The top 4 directly to the A main.
Jeff Shepard out front, pulling away in the black number 41. Out of Maryland, Shepard out front. Running up high along the wall out of turns 3 and 4. Good fight for second place behind him, though.
And a car to keep your eye on will be number 47, Johnny Herrera. He was the quickest of this group in time trials. It's 18.634. Oh, and we got one on his lid.
Down in turns 1 and 2. Odnett was running in second place with Cris Eash right behind him. The way the car is facing over there in turn 2, we can't tell who it is.
No, a very awkward angle for us. The red flag is out. This race has been stopped.
I think that, well, let's double check before we're sure. Johnny Herrera, yep, that's what I thought.
I mentioned his name and he crashes.
Well, don't mention his name again.
I won't.
Johnny Herrera upside down over in turns 1 and 2. Car sitting on its side.
Herrera out of Tempe, Arizona. And let's remember, these cars are built to take tremendous punishment, and we'll have the word on Johnny Herrera. When we come back to Williams Grove, the fans are cheering, so maybe they know something we don't know. It's a packed house. We're glad you can join us.
This dress is definitely dangerous.
No matter what's your favorite look?
It looks like,
Help keep that look by including Kellogg's Special K. Great toasted taste, 110 calories, and fat-free.
I like what I'm seeing.
Kellogg's Special K. Great taste never looks so good.
Thank you.
My crew's acting a little tense. Thought I'd loosen them up a bit. Hey, guys, is your work guaranteed? Lifetime guarantee? What do you think this is, Dale? That new GM Goodrich Service Plus? Smart guy. Select GM dealers now give you a lifetime guarantee on parts and labor, plus upfront pricing, plus courtesy transportation. New GM Goodrich Service Plus, like they say. The plus means better!
Call for the Select GM dealer near you.
Johnny is out of it. Front axle problems and torsion stop problems on the number 47. We're going to go to work on that. You know, these cars are very light. They've been working hard on lightening them up. And our Dave Reef took a look at some of the tricks of the trade in lightening up the current day sprint car.
More than 90% of the time, World of Outlaw feature winners start in the first 3 rows. But what ultimately determines their success is in qualifying. They have to be in the magical top 10 to get a shot to start in the first 3 rows. Carl Kinzer's car tries to get some good qualifying times by dropping some weight. They do so by losing the hydraulics in the wing. By losing those 2.5 pounds and lowering the center of gravity in this car, they've been able to qualify in the top 10 19 out of 25 times, and with 7 feature wins divided between Mark and Kelly, they've been doing their job in qualifying. Over in the Pennzoil pit, it's the same idea, but with a little different approach. Crew Chief Guy Forbrook straps on 4 different wheels, and by the time it's done, 14 pounds are saved on their qualifying setup. It's been good 21 out of 25 nights to get them inside of the top 10, and although they have yet to win a feature, they've been quick times 7 times with 4 track records. It's just a matter of time as they're consistently putting themselves in the first 3 rows.
Well, I'll tell you, they're getting so light now, Ralph. They're talking about some rules for 1998 to put a minimum weight on the cars. That may not be a bad idea. Johnny Herrera, by the way, is okay. He's just having a tough year. His best have been 5th place finishes at Eldora and West Plains. They're going to try to get this car ready because they could rejoin this heat. The worst of scenarios would be they'd be in the B main.
Well, let's go down to Bobby Gerald, who's standing by watching the action as they try to get him ready.
That's right, guys. And the story is, take a look at the different jerseys that are down here, pit jerseys helping out. We see Mopar, we see Quaker State. They're all helping out Johnny Herrera, trying to get him back into the mix here. Johnny said he thought that a torsion stop broke as he was going into turn number 1, and that's what sent the car over. Paul McMahon among the drivers who are down here helping get Johnny back out into the crowd, and now the Channellock team and members of Mark Kinzer's Childress team. They're all pitching in, and that's one of the great things about sprint car racing. You don't see any of the stick your nose up at another guy who's having trouble. They all pitch in and help out.
All right, Bobby, thank you very much. They're going to get Johnny Herrera back out on the racetrack, push him off, fire him up, see if they can't get Gil Saunier's car into the A. We'll be right back to Williams Grove.
Did you eat your chunky soup?
How did you get down here? Ma?
Did you eat your chunky soup?
Yeah, Ma. Chunky beef with country vegetables. With more beef than any other soup. Lean beef, potatoes, vegetables. Chunky always hits the spot. Where'd you get that outfit?
Can't talk, gotta go. Just want to make sure you're eating good.
That's my mom.
Oh, yeah? Which one?
Campbell's Chunky Soup.
It's loaded with beef.
Just hold this and you know you're going to get a close shave.
Remington introduces the new shape in shaving.
The angle to the face, just right.
Can't believe I'm in love with an electric. But look at this shave.
Remington's new dual microscreen, built to shave incredibly close.
And they guarantee it.
We all know how much help buddies can be.
Looking good. You all right on that?
So get the new Workmate. The powerful clamp that can go anywhere and hold anything.
Oh.
The new Workmate.
Breeze feels good, doesn't it?
Built by Black & Decker.
Experience Country.com, your personal source for all things country, from race cars to country stars. Connect to TNN and CMT with music bits and video clips. Country.com, your personal source for all things country.
When Opryland USA's Country Christmas celebration comes to a close this year, we will say goodbye to Opryland Theme Park. As a tribute to the thrilling rides and spectacular shows of the past 26 years, Opryland Hotel is offering a special holiday value so that you and your family can revisit those good times. On select dates from December 21st through the 31st, room rates start at just $49.50 per person. Enjoy our breathtaking 9 acres of indoor gardens. See the new decorations in the Delta, more beautiful than ever this holiday season. And as a special offer, for an additional $10 per person, each of you will receive a delicious breakfast buffet and a complimentary pass for your final visit to Christmas in the Park at Opryland Theme Park. For reservations, call 1-800-316-1316. Join us for a very special country Christmas at Opryland USA.
Well, it is the 25th anniversary of Sammy Swindell in the sprint car. There's the old Milwaukee car owned by Raymond Beadle, the famous drag racer. Back in 1983, Sammy won his first and only Knoxville Nationals. Look how young he was, Steve.
Yeah, we all were. Actually, Steve Kinzer was leading and broke on the last lap, and Sammy inherited his first and only Knoxville Nationals. They have restarted take 2 of heat number 2.
You know, one other thing you might not know about that was the first time a Westmar motor was raced in outlaw competition, and Sammy won with it back in 1983. Well, the cars are all getting pushed off and set to go racing here.
If Herrera cannot crack the top 4, let's remember he time trial very well this afternoon. Randy Hannigan will make that 5-er dash, so there's a lot on the line here for young John.
Well, that car what Gil Saunier owns, the 47, has really struggled this year. In fact, Robert Hubbard was the crew chief on that car. In recent weeks, he disappeared out of that deal. They've parted ways, and Herrera now makes his way out onto the racetrack. Let's check in with Dave Reed.
One of the Pennsylvania posse members, Fred Raymer, getting ready to go out in the next heat race. Fred, you've been having a tough go of it here. Didn't have very much luck last night, but you've already won 7 times this year, so we know this car's good.
Yeah, you know, we got good equipment. We just didn't do a very good job last night. The track's a little bit different again tonight, but we'll go out and do our best.
So what have you changed?
Well, we changed everything but the color and the number, and hopefully it'll be better, but you never can count on it. Usually it's a little wetter and hookier, but tonight it's awful slick. But same for everybody, so we'll just try and do what we can do.
He's still looking for his first feature win here at Williams Grove. Hopefully, might come tonight.
But, Ralph, as I said before, and a lot of the drivers, including Steve Smith, told us this afternoon, there's nothing wrong with a hard, slick racetrack. It means there'll be a lot of sliding around, a lot of interesting things will happen. With a real tacky track, often it's just a one-group parade. It will not be a parade tonight.
Jeff Shepard back out front in the 41 car. Shepard out of Maryland, choosing the high groove, running up along the fence line. That's from underneath the bridge.
Whoa, baby.
Really shot as they go down the back straightaway.
Shepard takes that high line as he runs right through our speed shot. Very brave cameraman there. He takes that high line to try to carry as much speed down the back stretch as he possibly can. It's a little further around, but he keeps the RPMs up.
Plus, you go uphill into turn number 3. Chris Eash runs along in second place. Greg Hodnett, who recently got engaged, sits back in third. There's the Selma Shell car, the number 11, the red and yellow machine.
Understand that that's the fastest speed right there going to turn number 1, about 135 to 138 miles an hour, because it's downhill from 4 to 1.
And in the transfer spot right now is Lance DeWeese, the famous Britain car, number 461, one of the Pennsylvania Posse. We're halfway home here in heat number 2, and Jeff Shepard is out front and unchallenged at this point.
Yep, he started on the pole, man out of Maryland.
He's won here at Williams Grove over the years, picking up victories all the way back through 1991, 91, 92, and even this year he's picked up wins. Here's the fight for the transfer spot. That is Lance DeWeese, the 461, the red and white machine. And on the bottom in the Sitco number 21, Lance Blevins, who lost his crew chief earlier this year. Brian Sperry, who is now with Randy Hannigan, left the 21 team a few weeks back. So Lance is in his sophomore season on the World of Outlaw Trail, trying to figure out not only how to drive, but how to tune the car.
Let's go down to Bobby Terrell real quick. You got something on Lance DeWeese?
Oh, we had a problem in turn number 1, actually, Bobby. That's Jeff Shepard, number 41, the lead car that is in the wall over there, and the other one is the Zero machine out of Pennsylvania, Andy McKisson. Boy, problems for the lead car. Doesn't look like there's too much heavy damage to either one of the cars, Steve. Let's see if we get a look at it.
Well, apparently he got into traffic here, trying to get around McKisson, who was the 10th starter here. You saw the traffic there. Again, we talked about how Jeff was going high, trying to carry, and he let lock it up right there when McKisson just slid right in front of him. Very little damage to either car.
Well, this is the first ever start for McKisson at Williams Grove. He does have some damage to the front, doesn't he? It's his first ever start here at Williams Grove, and certainly not an easy track to try to figure out.
And he'll have some television video to remind him of his debut, unfortunately, in the Gold Zero car. He may be back later tonight. You never know. We'll be back, that's for sure, right after these messages to Pennsylvania.
How much butter does it take for mouth-watering mashed potatoes? None. Use Swanson broth instead. Rich, golden Swanson chicken broth adds loads of flavor, and it's 99% fat-free. Put in Swanson broth instead of butter for delicious mashed potatoes that are light, fluffy, and low in fat. And now Swanson broth also comes in a resealable carton, so adding flavor without adding fat's a snap. Recipe after recipe. Swanson broth, when all you want to add is flavor.
Chalk 1 on the black line. Turn face white line.
This is for Coach Brannigan, who kept me in that game. And for all the kids who voted for me. For my family, who said there isn't anything I can't do. And for myself, who believes in me.
She was the woman of your dreams, and she was looking straight at you. Love was in the air. Then, before it even began, the relationship got off on the wrong foot. Kiwi, when your shoes look good, you look good.
You know it makes me want to shout.
Shout Wipes. Now wipe out stains wherever you go. Just rub on to help remove stains in a matter of seconds. Shout Wipes. Keep them on you to keep stains off you. S.B. Johnson Wax.
The comet's heading for Earth. We doomed. Look! It's Reese's Crunchy Cookie Cup. He has a peanut butter center and a delicious cookie crunch.
Reese's Crunchy Cookie Cup. The cup with the cookie crunch.
Hey, Rita, isn't it about time to change that Glade plug-in's refill?
Refill your Glade plug-ins every 45 days to keep your home Glade fresh.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Well, the Carl's Chevrolet Pace truck still leading the World of Outlaws here at Williams Grove as we get set to try try to get this one back to green. See that orange cone there?
Yep.
This is the first time you've ever been and watched a World of Outlaws event. They restart on the back straightaway. You go when the leader passes the orange cone. You cannot pass another car until you have passed the orange cone as well. Let's check in with Dave Reed.
Andy McKissick here at Williams Grove. What happened?
I just was trying to run a little too hard, I guess, for that up. We just since this is the first time down here, it's definitely better, a lot faster than Western PA, that's for sure. Just went in there a little too hard, that's all.
A little too hard, and the damage, front broken axle.
Poor guy, he crashes in his debut. In his first TV interview, the RF breaks up. He just can't get anything right tonight. There's that cone Ralph talked about. A lot of pressure here on Johnny Herrera in the 47
and he
car.
has just pulled off, Steve. Johnny Herrera pulls to the bottom of the racetrack as we went green. The Gilson, your number 47, slowed on the backstretch. Let's see if we get a yellow as it comes down the back straightaway. If Johnny's able to coast all the way around, they stay racing. Chris Eash laps him. There you see Herrera's 47 just making it to the entrance of pit lane. Eash out front. DeWeese runs second. Hodgen's third. And Lance Blevins has the transfer spot in fourth.
I wonder if Johnny didn't stand on the gas and say, this car's not right. After it tipped over, it's just not right.
He was one spot away from making the transfer and getting into the Vibrant Dash, and he will do neither. Checkered flag falls for Chris Eash. He gets the win. DeWeese comes home in second. And as we said, Greg Condon in third and Lance Blevins in fourth. Those four cars are going on to the 8 feature here tonight. Chris Eash was a World of Outlaw regular for 3 years, 87, well, actually 4 years, 87 through 90. And he's going on to the 8 feature here tonight at Williams Grove. Well, stay with us. We've got 2 more heat races to go and plenty more action. This packed house here at Williams Grove.
Oh, man, just a sandwich? I almost left my soup on the bus.
Nothing turns an ordinary sandwich into a satisfying meal like the taste of rich, wholesome Campbell's soup.
Hey, not my soup.
No, your mother gave you chicken noodle soup.
Oh.
My mother gave me tomato.
Hey, here we go again.
Campbell's makes everything.
Hey,
Annie.
Hi.
Love the hat. Oh, I need it. My hair's a disaster. Look at my dandruff. That's easy to take care of with the right shampoo. Here.
With regular shampoo, flakes can keep coming back, but Head & Shoulders helps eliminate dandruff and helps stop flakes before they even start. You may never see flakes again. And your hair?
My hair looks great. Thanks. Don't forget your hat. Who needs it?
Head & Shoulders changes dandruff problems into beautiful hair.
'Tis the season for dry, irritated, scratchy throats. Thankfully, there's Ricola, the original all-natural herb cough drop imported from Switzerland. Ah, Ricola.
If you've tried to quit but are still smoking, try something different. Not a patch, not a gum, but prescription medicines that can help you quit smoking. Ask your doctor or call 1-888-959-STOP and get ready for success.
Cut. Kit Kat break time.
1, 2, 3, 4. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Give me a break. Give me a break. I want to take a break with that Kit Kat bar.
The Nashville Network would like to congratulate John Force on his record 7th NHRA Winston Bodyguard Championship. Saturday mornings on TNN Outdoors, Jim Scouten showcases the positive aspects of firearms with education and safety. You'll hit the target with the arms of yesterday and today on American Shooter. Then Orlando Wilson turns it loose and helps you catch that big one at the top spots from around the country on Fishing with Orlando Wilson. Catch all the action Saturday mornings at 11 Eastern on TNN Outdoors, home of the experts.
Now, you might think that the state capital of Pennsylvania would be Philadelphia, the birthplace of our nation. Au contraire, it is Harrisburg, PA, the beautiful state capital. In the foreground, the lazy Susquehanna River. We've got some nice smallmouth bass on that body of water. I'm Steve Evans along with Ralph Shaheen here in the booth, and we're about ready with yet some more action. Let's go down to Bob Jarrell with heat number 2 winner, though. Bobby?
That's right. And, guys, chalk one up for the Pennsylvania posse. Cris Eash gets the win in heat race number 2. Cris, congratulations. Nice job out there. Any surprises?
Well, yeah, I was kind of running there in second. I don't know whether I'd have beat Jeff or not. He had a little bit of bad luck. That car spun out and just kind of collected him. But, we're struggling a little bit right now. We're going to change some stuff around and, try to get the car a little better for the feature. So I'd like to say happy birthday to my wife. She's sitting at home watching right now, and I just hope things work out for us tonight.
He just did it. Happy birthday to Cris Eash's wife. Dave Reef?
Well, a little bit of an angry driver over here. The problems with Johnny Herrera's Maxim-built car, pretty obvious. The rear push bar here slammed into the tail tank. They think maybe they have a pinched fuel line in there, but they're not sure. Gil Stunner and the entire crew going through this car. They think they're going to make it back for the B. Only time will tell.
That's Gil with his back to you right there, and Johnny in the driver's suit just to his left as they take a look in the inside of their car. Here's the lineup for heat number 3. Rod George and Joe Gertie up on the front row. Fast Freddie Raymer and another youngster who came out of Pennsylvania, now is a regular on the World of Outlaws. Stevie Smith will make up row number 2.
And Stevie Smith was the quickest in time trials. There is our friend from Sydney, New South Wales, Australia, Gary Brazier, and a story on Gary in that 28 car.
Yeah, he's filling in for Paulus, who normally runs that 28, but has mono this week. So instead, he is handed off to Brazier, who used to drive the Mopar car, which now is, of course, as we told you earlier, being driven by Paul McMahon.
In the World of Outlaws, when the music stops, everybody sit down in the car, please.
Yeah, it's really changed around a lot here lately.
Now, your Pennsylvania posse drivers to watch here have to be Fred Raymer out of Salfordsville, Pennsylvania, and, of course, Stevie Smith, who is starting on the outside of row number 2, but is really the quickest car in the field, and that's a machine that he and his father and the crew hand-built.
Well, and of course, the other one is Billy Bryan, who is not won at Williams Grove, but has a World of Outlaw victory to his credit.
And what about Dion Hindy, Bobby?
Morning. Dion Hindy going through some general maintenance earlier this morning. They leaked down the motor because they raced here last night. It's a general thing that they always do. They attempted to change the head gasket, and they found a cracked motors today just to be able to go racing with us here tonight. It's already been a busy day for Hindy's crew.
Joe Garrity tries him on the inside, tries Rod George on the inside, could not quite make it work there, but now he's hammered down.
Garrity in the white number 3. Run up on the outside as they go down into turns 3 and 4. George hugging the bottom along the fence line. Hangs on to the lead. Right behind them comes Fast Freddie Raymer. Al Hamilton's number 77. Freddie holding on. He's in a good transfer spot, sitting in 3rd, but look at Stevie Smith.
Oh, my, on the inside, the dark car with the yellow lettering.
The number 19 takes away 3rd spot from Freddie Raymer as they go into 3, and then Raymer takes it back as he slides back in front of him, and the yellow flag is out. We've got one car spun around over between turns 3 and 4. Tim Kuhn in the 2C car is around over there out of Mount Holly Spring, Pennsylvania. Boy, Stevie Smith came on like lightning. He's got 17 career William Grove wins here, but boy, Steve, he was fast.
And that is no surprise to anybody who's a regular in these grandstands. They'll tear this place down tonight if Stevie Smith can conquer Sammy, Swindell, Kinzer, and the gang. Here's another look here at what got the 2C car Tim Kuhn into trouble.
He's in the white 2C on the bottom. He just tried to squeeze it down in there. Looks like he got up on the inside and hard on the brakes. Everything else trying to bring it to a stop, and around it went. Former Bobby Allen crewman now sitting sideways as we get set, ready to go racing once again when we come back.
Brought to you by Honda. Get one of the best deals on earth. No down payment and 7.9% APR financing on selected Honda ATVs.
Once again, Honda is going someplace other ATVs may not want to follow. Someplace other ATV makers would really prefer not to go. No down payment and 7.9% financing on a new Foreman 400, 4Trax 300 4x4.
4Trax 300, and Recon. Now the best ATVs on Earth also come with one of the best deals on Earth.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Wow.
That is so... Thanks. Those are almost too nice to be oven mitts.
They're flame retardant.
Oh, what is it? They're just precious. Tube socks. Ralph, you shouldn't have.
From everyone at Hanes Her Way, our warmest wishes for a happy holiday and many happy returns.
They really shouldn't have.
Welcome back to Williams Grove. This is heat number 3 in a beautiful sky over central Pennsylvania tonight. Rod George, Joe Gertie, Fred Raymer, and Stevie Smith, top 4 cars right now on the racetrack. Raymer, by the way, sits in 3rd, is leading the points both here at Williams Grove and at Lincoln Speedway, just up the road. He's having a good year here in Pennsylvania.
Should hit the green here in about 200 yards when they get to that orange cone midway through the back stretch. Everybody stays on the gas at once. Let's watch that white car, Joe Garrity. He's going to be on the attack. Rod George down low, Garrity up high. Garrity coming out of the sweeper. Building speed, building speed. Yeah, he makes it work.
He did, and look at Raymer come right with him. And look at Stevie Smith on the outside, up along the rail. Stevie Smith in the 19 really made a run at him. George cuts back down to the bottom as we see Gertie sliding up just a hair. The great thing about this racetrack is there's a lot of lanes that you can run. Some of the guys like the bottom, some guys like to go way up top, like Stevie Smith. Look at him up there along the fence line.
Right in the rim is Stevie Smith, and the crowd here at Williams Grove just loving it. Stevie from New Oxford, Pennsylvania. His father was famous here before him. Still is, as a matter of fact.
Stevie's got 2nd place as we come to the halfway point. Now he goes after Gertie. Stevie getting set to celebrate a birthday, a Memorial Day, and his wife Kendra expecting their first child not any day. We're talking any second. She might have it. Stevie can pull this one off.
Hey, Fred Raymer, the 77 car, he'd like to get a nice paycheck tonight, too. He needs it for Pampers and baby food. His triplets are now 16 months old.
Stevie to the outside, and we've got a yellow flag out on the racetrack once again. Searching for the reason, Steve.
Between 1 and 2, Ralph.
Yeah, there is a car up high between turns 1 and 2. It is the 22 machine. That's Caltrader. Brian Caltrader over there, the 22K.
And another man with limited experience. He started here dead last in the 11th spot out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. Here, let me tell you what the pole was tonight, if you can call it that. 18.5880. Let me tell you what Brian Caltrader ran. 99.9990. Which means he didn't really time trial.
The record here is a very, very low 17-second lap. They've been trying to get to see if they can break into the 16-second mark. Thought maybe they'd see it last night. The temperatures were a little bit cooler, but they didn't get there. Came up real short. Tonight, they were pretty far off of it. The quickest time of the night, Kevin Gobrick, was an 18.5, so they're about a good 1.5 seconds off of the quick time.
You know, we talked about the grind that Steve Kinzer is under to run here tonight, Hagerstown, Maryland tomorrow night, Indianapolis Sunday, back to Hagerstown on Sunday night. The whole Outlaw Tour is headed into a real summer pressure cooker. 25 days, there are 14 races in 7 states, and don't anybody mention the R word.
That's 10 different tracks.
They can't afford any weather into that different.
Yeah.
Oh, believable.
Yeah, 10 different tracks that they'll be venturing to, and this is a time of season where the points can really turn around dramatically, as we've seen already earlier on. The reason being that if you start tearing your stuff up, you start running out of opportunities to get your car fixed. Let's check in with Dave Reed.
Old saying that if there wasn't such a thing as bad luck, some people have no luck at all. I think that perfectly describes the way Tim Kuhn is feeling right now up against the wall. Last year he was in the car 11K, but after a crash in Oklahoma City, he borrowed a wing from Shane Carson. He then became the $12. He started this year as the $2 because he had a little bad luck at the end of last year. And as you can see, he's already down to the 2 cents. So he's definitely having a tough time of it. It's Tim Kuhn.
Well, you didn't get to see it, but he does run the 2C with the C done like a cent sign. So.
Doesn't sound like he's spending a lot of money personally on wings, does it?
No.
Oh, look at that sky. What a beautiful afternoon. It's supposed to get down into the low 50s. What a fantastic night for racing, especially live here on TNN. You don't think our director, Billy McCoy, likes that shot? Look at that. Huh? Did he frame that up or what?
Joe Gertie out front. Holds some track records at Tulsa and West Plains already in 1997. son of the famous engine builder, ready to lead him to the line with Stevie Smith right on his tail. And he's been liking that outside line, too. Let's see what he does down at turn 3 and 4.
I got a feeling he's just going to eat him up here right now. Stevie Smith, watch that black car. He knows this racetrack, every pore in the pavement, every pore in the dirt, every mark on the wall.
Now he tried the outside in 3 and 4, couldn't make it work. Raymer hugging along the bottom. Now Stevie up high in 1 and 2. Still can't get the drive off the turn that he needs. Gertie too strong at this point.
Well, right now he knows that if nothing mechanical happens, he's going directly to the A main. So I think he's playing a little bit. He's getting up high. He's checking the there. He's checking it down low. Bobby Gerald, you have something to throw in?
It's out there, the 3G down low. That's a different chassis for Joe Gertie at this race. He was running the Stealth car the last time we saw him. He's now switched over to a Maxim. Maxim definitely the most prominent chassis on the World of Outlaws Tour. You can add Joe Gertie's list to the name of Maxim guys.
Look at the move Stevie Smith is making coming down the backstretch. He is very quick, Steve, and Gertie doing a tremendous job of keeping him behind him.
And this is the final lap, and those two drivers are having a good time.
Look at this to the bottom side. Stevie Smith inside of Gertie. He'll switch to the bottom groove. He forces Gertie to the line he did not want to run, and he'll hold him off at the line to take the win.
The Pennsylvania Posse line dancing with the World of Outlaws.
And the transfer spot, I believe, is going to go to Brazier in the 28 car. It looked like he snuck past George just as it came off of turn number 4. We'll double check it officially. I believe Raymer held on for third, and it looks like, let's take a look at this fight for the transfer spot once more coming off the floor. We were watching that great lead battle. Look at this. Here's Brazier now subbing for Paulus on the outside, all the way up at the fence. George gets a horrible drive off the turn. Yes, Brazier is able to capitalize.
And it's a pretty good reason for that, too. He was a regular here at Williams Grove Speedway in 1994, ran all of the local events here. And when you run with the Posse, you learn a lot. That Aussie kid, he learned very quickly. Let's get on to Bobby Gerald.
Well, the guy that's going to start on the pole of our next heat race is 19-year-old Donnie Schatz. He's locked in a tight battle for Rookie of the Year right now with Paul McMahon. And they've taken to calling Donnie Tequila. And I'm wondering, how does a 19-year-old get a nickname like Tequila, Donnie?
Well, people's having trouble pronouncing my name, and Richard Day at the World Outlaw office just started calling me Tequila Shots, so that's how she's wrote.
But you're only 19. You've never tasted that drink, have you?
No.
Never, 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 guys. He'll be on the pole, and he's going to be one to watch in the next race. Dave Reef.
Row number 1 will be Donnie Kreitz. Before we can talk to Donnie Kreitz, I got to disconnect the fan. He's staying nice and cool in there. Donnie, I imagine you're pretty cool in there, but you got some excitement coming up in the next heat race. What's the strategy?
Well, the strategy is to go to the front and hopefully win this thing.
Now, you've got a pair of feature wins here at the Williams Grove race against the World of Outlaws. You got to get real excited when these guys come to town. It kind of boosts your emotion, so to speak.
Oh, yeah, it's always fun to run against the best, and these guys are the best, and we just give it our best shot.
Well, speaking of best shot, he's going to have to stay defogged, so we're going to plug him back in as he will start outside row number 1. All right.
I'll tell you, Donnie Kreitz has taken the measure of these drivers before right here on TNN. Can he do it again? We'll be right back to show you live.
Here we are at the World's Do-It-Yourself Finals. Larry Snyder's up in the routing compulsories. This man's making a name for himself today. Very smooth. But can Larry and his trusty Ryobi tools handle the 4x4? He takes it deep. Out of here. This kid's coming in unranked. But he's got all the tools, the power, the touch. Oh, he's in the zone now!
Linda, honey, you made a mistake. This isn't pine saw. Oh, hey, if it smells like pine and saves a dime, what's the mistake? Ah, well, let me show you something. Guess how many of those you have to buy to equal the cleaning power in one pine saw? 2. Double it. 4. Not only that, pine saw has more cleaning power than any of these national brands. And everyone knows pine saw still disinfects. Diane, you are so smart. Yeah, well, I've got a degree in domestic engineering. Oh.
Great destinations, expert advice, and helpful hunting tips. It's all right here on TNN Outdoors.
Southern Outdoors with Wade Bourne, Saturday at 12:30.
And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed.
And Joseph also went up from Galilee out of the city of Nazareth
into Judea.
To help you share the Christmas joy with your family this season, we'd like to send you a free copy of the King James Version of the Holy Bible, absolutely free. Just call this toll-free number for your copy of this special book.
And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son,
and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn.
Just call this toll-free number and you'll receive a free copy of the King James Version of the Bible without cost or obligation. It's a Christmas gift from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
For unto you is born this day
in the city of David a Savior,
which is Christ the Lord.
Call now for your free copy of the Holy Bible.
The Eastern Museum of Motor Racing is located just a few miles from Williams Grove at Lattimore Valley Fairgrounds. And Lynn Paxton, a very, very famous name in sprint car racing out of this area, runs the place over there. And that is one of the most spectacular dioramas I've ever seen of Tommy Hinterschitz's garage, his personal garage. Steve, it is so exact. We went over there earlier this week, Jim Roller and I, and Lynn gave us a personal tour of the place. They've actually got the business cars that Tommy had laid out on his table in his garage in the exact same area. They've got a picture. They can show you how it matches up perfectly. He's got notes on the business cars and everything. Spectacular. Lynn and the gang doing a tremendous job over there. Strongly encourage you to check it out. Here is the Heat 4 lineup. So we get set. Donnie Tequila Shots sitting there on the inside of row number 1, and Don Kreitz Jr. right along with him. The Ford, Jeff Swindell in row 2, and Ed Lynch Jr., who was not here last night, running here tonight.
And Jeff won the Las Vegas Outlaw race back in February. Alan Cole, Sean Keane, the 17 and 53 car. Scott Jones, Jeff Thompson. In row number 4, again, remember the top 4 are inverted from time trials. Only 4 will go to the A main. Jess Thomas and Mike Wagner hope to be among those 4, but it'll be an upset, quite frankly, if they are. Well, I'll tell you, this racetrack has all the earmarks of being absolutely wonderful when we get to the big stuff, the big dog, the A feature. It's going to be just a little bit slick, not dusty, just a little, got enough dirt flying around a little bit. It's going to be perfect. For television. Not a driver likes it that way, but we certainly do. Understand that these drivers cannot even see the front wheels. That's how short the wheelbase is on a modern-day Sprinter. They are pretty much flying blind, Ralph.
If you're wondering why you caught a glimpse of some of the big names circulating around the racetrack, they just came out to warn the car. They will be coming back to the dash in a little bit, including Jack Hodenshield and Steve Kinzer and Dave Blaney, or Sammy Swindell.
Be interesting to see if Jeff Swindell and the 7TW car out of Memphis can have a good night. They've been struggling. They've been changing a lot of things after they had that victory in Las Vegas. So be watching that car. He is on the outside of the second row.
Bobby Jackson getting the field all lined up, ready to go, telling him one more time around. He'll be set to go racing. You're exactly right about the Gold Eagle car. That's absolutely been horrible lately. Let's go to Bobby Jordan.
Well, the Heat 3 winner was Stevie Smith. Nice job, Stevie. I understand maybe some news in the way of a sponsor for this team, huh?
Yeah, we're working on one. We met with the people from Ingersoll Rand, and they were some great people, so in appreciation for them giving us time, we wanted to give them a taste of what sprint car racing is all about. So we put their logo on the front wing for tonight. Hopefully we can be out there in the front stretch at the end.
Well, he gave them a good show in the heat race, guys. Green flag.
Donnie Scott and Don Kreitz racing down into turn number 1. Kreitz comes out on top, and look at Jeff Swindell on the high side. He cuts to the bottom as they come off a 2. He is all over Kreitz. Ed Lynch up into 3rd. As they come off of turn number 4, Sean sits back in 4th.
Jeff Swindell attacking the first lap here like it was the Knoxville Nationals or the King Royal. And also learning an awful lot about this racetrack that he can parlay to that A feature. Swindell, look at him go.
Right, so Williams Grove World of Outlaw winner twice in 92 and 93. Trying to get himself into the A feature, trying to hold off the hard-charging Jeff Swindell. They are about to make a radical change to the design of that 7TW. Shots way up along the fence line. And Ed Lynch trying to hold him off. Look at this drag race down into 3.
And remember now, that is a Ford in the Swindell car, and some say it's got a bit more torque off at the corners. And here with these tight turns at Williams Grove, you could use it.
You're looking at Wagner in the 55, and the 53 is Sean Keane. They're racing back behind the lead pack. That is actually the fight for 6 and 7.
Jeff trying to outbrake Donnie down into turn 3, coming out of turn number 4.
Holding on to that 6th place position is Wagner. Now we go back up front. Here's the fight with Kreitz in the light blue number 69 and the flame-throwing 7TW. Swindell up top. I love the flames on that car.
You love flames on a Greyhound bus.
You're right, I do, haven't you? Exactly right. They are about to shorten the front of Swindell's car some 2 feet bodywork-wise. They're going to move the radiator down and underneath the motor. It's going to be a radical aerodynamic change. Jeff's going to go to work on the Gold Eagle car on Monday. Make those changes.
That's the cool thing about the world of Outlaws. If you've got a revolutionary idea, you can go out and express yourself.
And Jeff's really been one of the drivers that do a lot of that. Kreitz, he doesn't need to change anything. He's out front leading this one right now.
Jeff keeps trying that high line, but it's really not very productive. He'll pick up a little bit on it coming down the main straight. The back three was not quite enough, trying to kind of outbrake him if they're using the brakes much here, and I think they are quite a bit, probably.
Sinking Springs, Pennsylvania, the home of Donnie Kreitz Jr., and he's leading this one.
Jeff Swindell out of the Memphis gang.
White flag is out. One more turn around the half mile here at Williams Grove. Kreitz leads him under the bridge and into 3.
Donnie Kreitz and Jeff Swindell have had a chance to go to school on this racetrack for 8 solid laps.
Differences in lines as Kreitz comes off the bottom. He takes the win. Swindell off the top for 2nd. Schatz is 3rd. And Ed Lynch in the 2L will get the transfer. And there's a good look at Ed Lynch. He gets the spot that takes him on to the A feature.
Ed Lynch is the 1997 Lernersville Speedway winner, and that's one tough racetrack. Okay, everybody, stick with us. We're going to be back with the Viper and Dash, followed by the B main, followed by the A main, live here on Motor Madness.
How much butter does it take for mouth-watering mashed potatoes? None. Use Swanson broth instead. Rich, golden Swanson chicken broth adds loads of flavor, and it's 99% fat-free. Put in Swanson broth instead of butter for delicious mashed potatoes that are light, fluffy, and low in fat. And now Swanson broth also comes in a resealable carton, so adding flavor without adding fat's a snap. Recipe after recipe. Swanson broth, when all you want to add is flavor.
Only by going alone in silence can one get into the heart of the wilderness. All other travel is mere dust and hotels and baggage and chatter.
Lever 2000 Pure Rain Deodorant Soap. An invigorating scent plus moisturizer. The refreshing clean for all your 2000 parts.
Just hold this and you know you're going to get a close shave.
Remington introduces the new shape in shaving.
The angle to the face?
Just right.
Can't believe I'm in love with an electric. But look at this shave.
Remington's new dual microscreen, built to shave incredibly close.
And they guarantee it.
You know it makes me want to shout.
Shout White. Now wipe out stains wherever you go. Just rub on to help remove stains in a matter of seconds. Shout White. Keep them on you to keep stains off you. S.C. Johnson Wax.
This time of year, people everywhere are changing their antifreeze to Peak. Peak's patented formula offers maximum engine protection for about $1 less than the other guy. Peak, because now's the best time to change your antifreeze. And for the ultimate engine protection, don't forget Peak High Performance Motor Oil.
Well, they don't get much crazier or devoted to sprint car racing than the fans here in central Pennsylvania, and they're loving it here at Williams Grove. Let's check in with Bobby Gerald, who's standing by with our Heat 4 winner.
Donnie Kreitz, the Heat 4 winner. Donnie, we've seen a low groove and a high groove tonight. What do you expect the track to be like come main event time?
I'm pretty sure the Outlaws always make the top groove work, it seems like, so I'm sure they'll get that to work.
All right, Donnie. We'll be watching him in the main event. Dave Reef?
Remember earlier when I said you had to be in the top 10 in qualifying? Well, last night he was 6th, finished 2nd in the A-main. He's qualified for tonight's thing. He's going to start the Viper and Dash on the front row. That's a great place to be.
Yeah, anytime you're on the front row, you got the competition behind you at the start, and it makes it easier to keep it that way.
You also haven't seen the track tonight. What can you expect?
Well, you know, there's two grooves out there right now. The track's a little slick. It's going to be a mechanics race tonight, and unfortunately, I have a very good one.
Speaking of mechanics, take a look back here. It's another way Carl Kinzer is setting the pace to win the race. They are the only team in the pits with a tire balancer, so they're the only ones that don't experience any tire shake.
Pretty interesting. This week, the Outlaws. Next week, the In-Laws. I love it. I love it. I vote for the Outlaws. Of course, I don't have any in-laws. Steve Burns, you've got in-laws. What do you think, Outlaws or in-laws?
Why am I not surprised you don't have in-laws, Ralph?
Well, he's a swinging single.
Yes, he is.
Ah, gee. Well, we're going to go back to the world of Outlaws racing in just a couple of minutes, but those of you who have followed Motor Madness, you know that Rick Mast, well, this is his show, actually, and we're just kind of hanging out.
Yeah.
He's worked incredibly hard to earn a regular job on the show, and it gives me great pleasure to announce that tonight, Winston Cup driver Rick Mast is now also reporter Rick Mast. It's real.
That was strong. Now, Katie, I had my doubts.
Oh.
Now, Rick Mast can drive a race car.
No doubt.
I covered races that he's won. But when you said you saw something in this guy, I thought, I don't see it.
Oh, come on.
But his reports have been insightful, thought-provoking, and sensitive.
Oh, sensitive, yeah.
And he does it all with such style and grace.
We don't have to prove it.
Hi, guys. Rick Mast here, the Ace TNN Motorsports reporter. Here we go, Motor Madness. Well, a lot of guys have been telling me, I didn't get to go there and test. A lot of guys have been telling me it's a real hard racetrack. Did you wreck?
Well, you're doing TV.
Yeah, I am doing TV. I am doing TV. I do have somebody pretty special. I got Power Ranger right here. Mr. Power Ranger, you've been running real good lately. What's your secret? He's a man of many words. Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Mast. I drive the Remington Arms Ford. You know, Katie Haas, she wants me to, I know do something different. There we go. Ready? Okay. Whenever you're ready. You know, the guards said you're so, here we go. You know, the guards said one of the punishments here at the Alcatraz, you're so close to the city back here, you can smell the sourdough bread. I don't smell, I smell something. Not sourdough bread, what? Oh, seagulls, oh!
He has a lot of fun, and what a sensitive man. Definitely some stimulating stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Cub reporter Rick Mast. Oh, welcome.
Y'all are way too generous with your praise.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Here's a little present from us, a welcome gift. Yeah, go ahead. That's all.
What happened to the grapes? They're half gone.
Well, all right, fine.
No,
we got hungry.
You ate them. You ate them?
Yeah, well, just a little bit. Not much.
They ate my grapes. All the work I've done, and you eat my grapes.
Yeah,
Man.
well, sorry, but you can take those home, and you can give the basket to your lovely wife.
Show me the money. That's what she would say. Show me the money.
I bet she would. You know, you are an asshole. You're Hollywood all the way.
That's
you know
me,
that?
Mr. Hollywood.
Is that what you want to be? Like
the
an
way
actor?
this year is gone, I need to do something else. I'm telling you, it's not been a good year.
Hey, but you got a good starting spot this weekend,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, we're in good shape. 17th. We're looking forward to the World 600 at Charlotte.
It'll be great.
Oh, yeah.
Have you had good luck there in the past?
Charlotte owes me. Okay? Charlotte owes me. We've had some races in the bag there we felt like, and boom, it's gone. It's over. Yeah, yeah.
Boom, it was
Boom,
over.
it's gone.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate to hear that.
Rick, you look pretty natural on the set and everything.
Doesn't he?
Well,
Look pretty
Katie
good,
made me
man.
shine my boots. My
they
boots
were
look good. See
giddy.
my boots, guys?
I don't know what days of dirt you had built up on them.
I thought you were going to shine them for me.
Me?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm getting ready
somebody
to get
did,
back.
and that's all that matters.
No.
All right. Well,
But I got to say, I can't think of another professional athlete, male or female, who's been able to actually participate in a sport and report on it, Rick.
That's true.
That's
Well, yeah, but it takes these type of people like myself, because, you know, we're tight with all the guys. You know what I mean?
You got
a little
insight.
inner circle of Winston Cup drivers. Hard to break into that.
Well,
I mean, real hard.
actually, a lot of people don't realize that you're doing that. I mean, you bugged a lot of people down in the pits, but we're trying to get everybody aware of that. And Steve was actually going to introduce you to a big crowd of the racing community as Rick Mast Cub reporter, but there was one small problem there, buddy.
What?
You'll see.
Race week in Charlotte always means lots of festivities, lots of parties. Well, here in downtown Charlotte, we're about to have a big parade, and there's a VIP party here at a very nice restaurant downtown. I figured, hey, this would be a great place to show Rick Mast off as the new full-time, full-fledged CNN Motorsports Madness reporter. He's been trying so hard. Well, you know, I saw drivers in there, Johnny Benson, Randy LaJoy, Tim Fedowa, Jeff Green, Elliott Sadler, they're playing video games, eating some choice food. There's an open bar. I figure, you know, we'll just cruise around. Guys, here he is. But where's Rick? Well, there his name is on the list right there, Rick Mast. I mean, there's all kinds of drivers and floats. This would be a great place for us to introduce Rick as an official reporter. Is he here? I don't see him. Maybe some of these race fans see him. I'm doing my job, Rick.
I haven't seen him at all. Who is Rick Mast, anyhow?
I haven't either. Hope you can find him.
Yeah, I sprayed him a minute ago.
Yeah, he just went on the bike right down there on the 10-speed. I swear. I just saw him drive by. Didn't you see he had a little yellow hat on? It was really cute. You know, he had those little biking shorts on and everything. They were kind of yellow and blue.
Where's Rick Mast? I don't know, but you want to see a real Earnhardt fan?
Who is he, a band leader or something?
I seen Rick Mast running down the street right there chasing a cow. I sure did. I think that's where he is.
No, I haven't seen Rick Mast. Don't really know him, but if he could get me in to see Dale Earnhardt, I'd probably be his fan.
WRFX, Charlotte's home of classic rock and roll, presents Rick Mast, driver of the number 75 Remington Arms Ford.
It works.
Hey, nice of you to join us there, Rick. We were going to debut you tonight for TNN Motor Madness.
Oh, yeah, that's tomorrow night, man. No, it's Friday night.
Friday night.
Me and Katie.
You going to show up?
Me and Katie. Oh, I'm going to be there. They're paying me big money to be there, Steve. Do y'all know that everybody is doing this for free except for Mr. Burns? He charged these people. And I know his wife real well. She'll vouch to that.
Well, how do you like that? Rick Mast shows up late. I was going to take him around at the VIP party, introduce him as a full-fledged Motor Madness reporter. He shows up late, and then he insults me in the parade in front of thousands of people. You know, Rick, you may be a Winston Cup driver, but we need to talk about broadcasting etiquette, Rick Mast. Yeah. See, first of all, I was not paid to host the parade, Rick.
Oh, really?
And secondly, Darrell Waltrip, a three-time champion, showed me a little professional courtesy and respect in the parade.
Darrell did?
Yeah.
Well, he's at the twilight of his career. He has to, show more respect to people.
I follow you.
All right, you two, listen, coming up, more of the World of Outlaws action from Williams Grove. But first, here's what some of your fellow race car drivers said about your new home here, Rick. Check this out.
Oh, boy.
Oh, now, wait a minute. You didn't say he was going to be a journalist. Oh, now we're getting, oh, man, he's getting way over his head. Come on, Rick. Think about this. Are you sure?
Rick Mast, a full-time reporter? You're lying. If he's a full-time reporter, I'm a watchmaker, and I can't even tell time.
Meet Bob. Bob loves his car. Bob also loves his wife, kids, and dog Buster. And being a loving guy, Bob switched from his old brand of antifreeze to Sierra. Sierra provides maximum protection for his car's engine, and its less toxic formula is safer for kids, pets, and animals in the environment. What could you love more than that, Bob? Hey, how about $1.50 off? Wow. Sierra, solid protection in a safer formula from Peak Performance Products. Look for the special $1.50 rebate at these participating retailers.
It's freezing, it's quiet, but you get used to it. You grow to love it.
Snowfox 2-1, this is Snowfox base.
This is
Snowfox 2-1.
Then a storm comes up, and I'm the one who's got to get us out of here. And I remember who gave me courage. This is for them. For my mom and dad, who never missed a game. For Drill Sergeant McCardle, who showed me what it takes to be a leader.
Visual contact, Sergeant.
And for myself, who became one.
There was a time when it was perfect. Clean. Untouched. You can have this taste again. Brita. Tap water. Transformed.
Oh boy, this is my favorite scene. Ooh, scary. There she is. Get her, get her. Hey, keep it down. Excuse me, it's very difficult to enjoy a movie when you're talking and shushing at me.
All the characters from the new movie Anastasia are now at Burger King. One cool toy just $2.59 with any value meal purchase. Your kids can collect all 4.
This part always gets me. Oh. Oh.
Sundays on TNN Outdoors. Are you looking for wild game? Your search is over with Bill Jordan. He'll teach you the secrets that put you on the right trail on Bill Jordan's Real 3 Outdoors. Then get a little closer into the world of a big buck. Join Jackie Bushman as he educates and entertains with conservation and management. Hunting that whitetail just got easier on Buckmasters. Catch all the action Sunday, beginning at 5 Eastern on TNN Outdoors, home of the experts.
His competitors respect him now that he has jumped the other side of the fence and he's now in the media. I mean, that would be a horrible thing, I would imagine.
Well, that's part of the problem is that, next thing you're going to know is going to be talking to you about springs is to have a microphone stuck in your face. And I don't know. It's real bad for the sport to think that Rick's going to be talking and everybody's going to be listening to him.
You think guys have lost respect for him? Did they ever have any?
I'd rather not comment.
I understand.
Is that one of your buds,
That's an old Virginia boy, though.
Yeah, one of your buds.
One of my buds. I saw it. Man, these guys throw me to the wall.
Yeah,
you know what it is? It's jealousy, guy. I'm telling you, jealousy.
They all
know about
want
jealousy.
this job.
Yeah.
They want this job that you're doing. Well, we're glad that you're doing it.
Yeah.
You're the man to
It
handle
pays
it
big
emotionally.
money.
He's very stable.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, it's a big weekend here in Charlotte. Boy, there's racing people everywhere, fans, and, of course, all the teams, the owners. And I received this big invitation to go to this monster corporate VIP suite for all kinds of good food, entertainment, and stuff, but I got to get back home.
They have grapes?
So, no, I decided to give this to someone who would really, really appreciate it. A man who'd go for the food anyway. Of course, we're talking... Kevin, cameraman Kevin. Kevin, you hungry? You want to go to this race thing? They're going to have tons of food there, probably some shrimp, a little chicken.
There's Kev.
Maybe a little lobster. What are you looking up for?
Kev.
Over here, Kev.
The food's right here, buddy. All right. You want to go? Is it cool? You want to go?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
you're going to it. It's a big deal. You want to go take Kevin with you?
I got to take Kevin? That'd be cool.
Well,
That'd be cool.
no, he could help you out, maybe. I don't know.
He's got
Pick
pizza
out the
coming
good
later
food.
tonight.
He could taste the food before you eat it.
Nobody's fed me except for you. You ate half my grapes. He's got pizza coming.
He might set your car up.
He might what?
Set your chassis up.
Oh, yeah. Well, we can,
Going to get back to the world of outlaws. I'm going to go with somebody who, of course, I think is just incredible. Of course, he's the king. Hey, we're talking Steve Kinzer. Great eyes.
That's a prerequisite for driving a race car, to have good eyes.
Yeah,
right?
Dana, she's just saying that, Dana.
I'm going with the other Kinzer, Mark Kinzer.
Oh, fine.
Slick Rick, who do you got?
Well, since it's down to Sammy Swindell, he's my man. He's my pick tonight. Sammy Swindell, yep.
All right, well, we'll take those picks, and this is going to be a very exciting race, and we're going to get back to it right now. Going all the way back to Williams Grove Speedway in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. We'll watch our picks.
Well, they're talking about food back in the studio in Charlotte. Steve, have you ever had whoopie pie?
I can't say if I have, Ralph. No, whoopie pie is not something I'm familiar with.
Whoopie pie, I had it for the first time here last night. It's really big Pennsylvania Dutch dessert, and it was excellent.
Is it something you sit on, or you?
No,
it's a
no,
whoopie
no,
cushion. I'm sorry.
No, but not only did we have great whoopie pie here at Williams Grove, we got great highlights. Let's take a look at the highlights from heat number 1.
It appeared in heat number 1 that Dave Blaney was going to run away with it. The Buckeye Bullet in the number 10 car, the Vibrant. And look, on the inside, here came Andy Hillenberg in the SDP car out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, to take the win in heat number 1.
Well, 4 more guys would come out of heat number 2. Poor Jeff Shepard. He looked so strong until Andy McKisson. McKisson, in his first ever race here at Williams Grove, lost it in front of him. And instead, Shepard gets spun out of the win.
And what a show in heat number 3 that Stevie Smith put on in the 19 car. There we had the spin of the 2 car. That was Tim Kuhn. But watch that black number 19. He was hooked up and hauling the freight here at his home track of Williams Grove. But Joe Garrity right there with him in the white 3 car.
Smith coming across the line. Eash having transferred out of heat number 2 and on to heat number 4. Donnie Kreitz and Jeff Swindell went at it. What a good fight this was. Kreitz on the out front in the 69, taking the win.
And that was Ford versus Chevrolet. Donnie Kreitz won it from Sinking Springs, Pennsylvania. Next up will be the Vibrant Dash. It's a real short race for a lot of real quick cars, and your first time tonight to get a look at. Sammy Swindell, Mark Kinzer, Steve Quinzer, Jack Houdenchild.
Well, in this one, you've got the four winners, four finishers, top four finishers from last night. There you see them all the way down to Jack Haudenschild. And then you also get the four guys from tonight, four quickest qualifiers, which include those four there all the way down to the Hurricane, Randy Hannigan, who comes in the Beef Packers car. Ed Lynch showing up tonight in that 2L.
Now, this is for a pretty good chunk of cash from Vibrant, but it also will set up the start of the A feature.
That's right. That's exactly how this thing is going to run up to where you finish in this trophy dash is where you will start the A feature, and that's very important. So, Bobby Gerald, who do you think is the top dog in the trophy?
Well, I like the outside front row. How's that? I don't know if I want to pick a driver. I'd like to pick that position because that seems to be the hot spot here at Williams Grove. So Mark Kinzer hasn't been at all of the races. He's missed about 5 races recently, but when he runs, he always finishes in the top 3, and it'd be hard to pick against the Carl Kinzer working number 5M. And by the way, Carl Kinzer leads the car owner point standings with the World of Outlaws this year. It could be the first time in history that there's been a different owner and driver champion as far as the combination is concerned. Dave Reef, what do you think?
Well, I certainly agree. It's tough to pick against the 5M or against that one car starting on the front row. But after that scintillating heat race display, I got to go with Stevie Smith. I talked to him. They went ahead and changed all their springs, all their shocks, changed the height of the chassis to try to find the right combination for tonight. And judging from that heat race, looks like they found it.
And let's remember, Mark Kinzer, that 5M car, when the TNN cameras light up, so does Mark. He cannot win and have the winner disqualified and still win, as he did Paris Speedway, our second show of the year.
Of course, the other car that has won every time we turn the lights on, Sammy Swindell, and I think that's the way I'm going to have to go, Steve. I think that number 1 car, it's been in 2 races so far. It debuted at Lernerville just a few days ago, won there, and it won at last night, and I'm going to pick you. I'm telling you, he's going to win tonight.
I got 4 words for you. Watch the green car. And that would be Steve Kinzer, number 11.
Green flag and silver car out front. Sammy Swindell. Mark Kinzer in second. Haudenschild up high. And the wild child is charging. And Steve Kinzer sits in 4th.
Kinzer went up the apex between 1 and 2 and just parked it there.
Look at him spreading out. Everybody picking a different line. Stevie Smith runs in 5th. There's a good look at that green Quaker State number 11, who's in 4th position. Stevie Smith, the black and yellow number 19 on the bottom.
Sammy Swindell and a box stock Gambler chassis with a Garrity motor. There's Steve Kinzer. And I mean, he struggled a little bit. It looks like maybe they haven't hit the setup, as they call it. Oh, Sammy, look at the car. Just squared off that corner. Absolutely squared it off.
Here's the fight for second place. The yellow 22, the Pennzoil Jackpot Junction car. Jack Haudenschild to the bottom of the reigning champion, Mark Kinzer. The Work in America Maxim 5M. The white and yellow, or white and orange car on the outside, holding him off.
Mark Kinzer, also the defending champion of this Channellock Spring Classic. Look, you can't even see him. That's how far in front he is. He's not even in the shot. The 11 car, Haudenschild, running 3rd.
Mark Kinzer holding off Jack Haudenschild. Jack Eldon-owned car. Guy Forbrick turning the wrenches on it. Sammy, who has won 11 races in 24 starts already this year, about to pick up another victory. And that undefeated number 1, the silver Channellock car, celebrating his 25th year in sprint car racing. Sammy's got another trophy dash.
And the 19 car, Stevie Smith, that just went through your picture, he tried everything. He went high, he went low. He was desperately struggling to find a group where his car was happy and never did. Get a grip. The Sandman has one.
They have been working on this car, and recently it's taken them about 2 years to really come to grips with this car. Sammy has gotten it figured out now, and he is becoming unbeatable. Sammy Swindell, the winner of the Vibrant Dash with the Pennzoil World of Outlaw.
House or apartment?
House. Dog or cat?
Dog. Kids or no kids?
Kids. Tartar control or whitening?
Whitening.
Tartar control.
Luckily, now you can have both. Introducing Colgate Tartar Control Plus Whitening, tartar-fighting power, and a whitener. They were made for each other. New Colgate Tartar Control Plus Whitening.
What if there were shortcuts only you knew about? There are. At Shell, where it's easy to pay, pump, and go. Shell, moving at the speed of life.
Hey, we're happy to be back at the Grove, but let's turn the clock back just a little bit. You've heard of restored race cars. How about a restored racetrack? This is Latimer Valley Speedway. It closed in 1939. After 4 years of operation, when Williams Grove opened, it closed. They're restoring the entire facility, hope to have some vintage races there. And still sitting out on the racetrack is the original grader that was used for the final time in 1939. Unbelievable. Dave Reef, your parents would have been born in 1939.
No, they weren't. I don't think Sammy Swindell was either, but he doesn't mind. He's calm, he's cool, and he's collected. This guy's unbelievable. He's got ice in his veins, and he's the winner of the Vibrant Dash. Congratulations, Sammy.
Well, thanks. You know, this silver Channellock car has been working pretty good for us, and you know, we had the right spot to start there, and I hope it stays the same. You know, they don't wear the track out in the B, so we'll get a good start again. But we were able to run, you know, in the middle of the track or in the black part where normally it's not so good, and it looked like we were able to pull away. So I feel real confident that unless those other guys get pretty lucky, that we've got a pretty good setup, and hope we can lead this whole 30 laps.
30 laps, that would be his 4th consecutive win, as he's going to go ahead and give away the traditional Vibrant Dash winner's hat. It's signed and sealed. There's a cute little girl waiting to pick up that hat, guys.
I think Sammy needs to take some Vibrant. Somebody wake up the Sam, man. He looked bored.
And he's been so many times in victory lane. Sammy Swindell, the Vibrant Dash winner. They're enjoying it here in Williams Grove. Let's head back to Charlotte. Katie and Steve.
All right, guys, I know you're having a lot of fun. There's a lot of excitement, but we have something very big right here in the studio.
Oh, boy, do we. We're very excited to have with us tonight one of the most successful car owners in NASCAR history, the man who owns that famous black number 3 that Dale Earnhardt drives, huh? Richard Childress is with us in the studio. Yay, Richard. The thunderous applause, please. Don't bombard him. Leave him alone. Hi, Richard.
RC, how's it going, man? Good to be here.
Come on.
I got to have a hug, though. You're looking great.
Man, it's been a long time. How are you?
Busy.
Yeah, well.
Trying to get these 2 race cars up and going and get that number 3 back in the winner's circle and where it belongs. And
yeah.
So we're hustling right now.
That Wheaties car did well for you. Looked good, too.
Yeah, you know, it really looked great on the racetrack. Yeah. And, you know, it was a great promotions for Wheaties and for GM Goodwrench. They're doing a lot of co-promotion together with it. So we were excited about it. It only lacked one thing, and that was winning.
Yeah, no doubt. There's a lot of people wondering why they can't get those boxes of Dale, and I hear they're only regional, the boxes of Wheaties. Is that true? I mean, I feel sorry for those folks out in California and places like that can't get their box of Wheaties with Dale on it. You heard about that? I'm making this all up.
I'll tell you one thing, though. I was walking to the racetrack the morning of the Winston. The race is at 8 o'clock.
Right.
At 11 a.m., people were lined up 6 deep at the souvenir trailers buying that Wheaties stuff.
No kidding.
It's been a great promotion. And
you know, some people may wonder why go to a multi-car team, but I know you said once that Dale got beat at Daytona because he didn't have any drafting help, and you weren't going to let that happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the most pleasurable things I heard about it was hearing Jeff Gordon complain about being in between the 2 RCR cars at Talladega. So that made me feel good instead of me saying, hey, you know, Dale, you're in between these 2 Hendricks cars. So there's a lot of benefits to it.
Any negatives to having 2 cars out there?
Well, they hadn't hit each other yet, so ask me after that happens, and then we'll try to get that straightened out.
They're not going to do that. I mean, isn't that like the one rule, don't take each other out kind of a thing?
Yeah, you know, we've said if race hard, race each other as hard as you can, but don't take each other out. And it's going to come a time, if they're running 1 and 2, what a great problem to have. I'm going to let them handle that part of it.
No doubt. So what about Larry McReynolds? We ought to bring that up. A lot of people, you know, talking about it. The talk is Dale and why he's not in the winner's circle, but I understand that Larry and Dale are getting along great. The chemistry's there.
You know, I can see it, and we can see what's just in front of us. And Larry McReynolds has brought so much to the team this year, and and Bobby Hutchins, we got him back there working at the shop, and he's doing a super job. And I know what all we've got planned. If it comes together, that Black 3 is going to be back in Winter Circle.
Well, you know everybody wants it there. A lot of people,
yes.
okay?
Yes.
Most people. Some don't, but, I mean, you got to be watching. You got to watch yourself. When somebody asks me, you know, who's your favorite driver, and I say Dale Earnhardt, some of them don't take kindly to that, but that's just part of racing. And I hate to say that, too.
Well,
that's another thing people say, that's racing.
Yeah, you know, it's... we've got fans from all over the country and all, and to have Katie as one of Dale Earnhardt's fans, I tried to get her in a pit crew one time.
Well, you know, that would make me extremely nervous, but there's just something about him. He's the epitome of a race car driver to me. I mean, his history, his background, the way he runs, the look in his eyes, you know.
Yeah, he's
Am I
one
getting carried away?
Yeah, easy, girl, easy. He's one of the guys that I always judge a race driver by if they could get in the crowd and sit there and race with Curtis Turner and Joe Weatherly and Glenn Wood and all the old-time racers. Dale Earnhardt could sit right there and race with the best of them.
No doubt.
Well, you know, you new fans may not realize this, but Richard was a pretty fair racer in his own right, and there's a new video about Richard Childress. Let's take a look at a clip from the new video that profiles Richard's incredible story.
That's what I always wanted to be. You know, back then, my heroes were Billy Myers and Bobby Myers and Curtis Turner and Glenn Wood and these guys that used to race at Bowman Gray Stadium. Then I got the opportunity, I think I was 17 years old. They started a division at Bowman Gray Stadium called the $99 claiming cars. So we went out and bought us a 47 Plymouth, Jerry Cooper and I, and we were going to alternate weeks that we could drive it. We ran it, and it came my turn, and I run it, and I broke a right front wheel. And still, just the fun, I said, man, we got to have another car. So we went out and we bought another car, and I think we gave $35 for it, and it was an old Plymouth, too. It was like a 52 or 3 Plymouth. But we had a lot of fun, and that's kind of how the racing of RCR actually started.
Was that you, Richard?
Yeah. You know,
wow, your hair's a lot different.
Yeah, you know, when I looked at the footage of the film that these guys had put together, I said, do I really want that in there? But to let the race fans really see what Richard Childress was like, and the things that's in this video, there's shots of our race shop that no one could ever get other than seeing it on this video. And there's footage of Dale and some of the great wins and the championships and the crash at Talladega, you know, the sadder part, and real feelings and real emotions put into this film.
And it spans a long period of time also.
Yeah, it starts out when RCR actually started with myself driving as a driver, all the way up to the time that I'd retired and put Dale in the car and Ricky Rudd in the car, and all the way up to Mike Skinner and winning the truck championship. The name of it is Making of Champions, and it tells what all the different guys had to do to win some of these championships. So we're very proud of it, and it's done first class. Bill Jordan with Real Tree helped put it together, and we're very proud of it.
Well, we'll talk about that in detail in just a minute. Right now, here's a look at how you can get a hold of Richard's new video.
Race fans, now you can step inside the world of one of the most successful race teams in the history of NASCAR, Richard Childress Racing. The Making of Champions shows you step-by-step how it's done. Produced by popular demand, this video takes you behind closed doors to follow Richard Childress, his team and drivers, Dale Earnhardt, Mike Skinner, and Jay Sauter. Take the ultimate shop tour through RCR's facility and watch up close as the experts prepare for race day. Hear how Richard Childress got his start in racing and how he has dealt with triumph and tragedy. Listen to Dale Earnhardt as he describes what it takes to keep a winning team on top. The Making of Champions will give fans a close-up look at being an RCR pit crew member. Go along and hear the decisions and strategies at the track. For only $19.95 plus shipping and handling, RCR The Making of Champions is a video you must have. Available at Racetrack or call today, 1-800-981-7854. That's 1-800-981-7854. Relive this NASCAR excitement today.
What's the one part of your body that can never be too fat? Your eyelashes.
I'm Sarah Monzani. I'm a makeup artist.
My secret, Max Factor's 2,000 calorie mascara. The brush is incredibly thickening. It will fatten your lashes up to 200%. Gives a wonderful dramatic look. If nature didn't give you fat lashes, then 2,000 calorie will. It seriously fattens the lashes.
I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true.
2,000 calorie mascara from Max Factor. You know it makes me want to shout.
Shout Wipes. Now wipe out stains wherever you go. Just rub on to help remove stains in a matter of seconds. Shout Wipes. Keep them on you to keep stains off you. S.C. Johnson Wax.
Hey, Rita, isn't it about time to change that Glade plug-in's refill?
Refill your Glade plug-ins every 45 days to keep your home Glade fresh.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Welcome to a whole new world where the skies are unlimited and the water's endless. The World of Ducks Unlimited. Saturday mornings, 10:30 Eastern on TNN Outdoors. Home of the experts.
Hey, check out this cool new screwdriver. Lights. See, it's got a built-in flashlight. A flashlight that focuses the light exactly where you need it. It's called the driver light, and it's only $19.99. Now I can work in the dark. You know, if the lights go out, or outside in the yard after the sun goes down. The sturdy driver light is perfect for working around corners or behind things. I'll use the driver light under the sink, under the hood of the car, or in the basement. The 28-piece driver light is perfect for working in those hard-to-see places. In closets, crawl spaces, in the attic, under furniture, places where a handy lighted tool would make an awkward job much easier. With your driver light, you get a screwdriver, 16 bits, 9 sockets, the built-in flashlight, 2 batteries, and the sturdy carrying case. Great tool, great price. Hey, you should get one.
The driver light is available at your local Kmart, or you can call 1-800-430-1212. That's 1-800-430-1212. Call right now.
And welcome back, everybody. Steve Burns and the president of the Richard Childress fan club, Katie Haas.
I can't help myself. What, have I blushed tonight or something?
No,
I think
you
I
did
have.
great.
No, I need to blush every once in a while, you know, prove I'm human. That's right.
That's right.
But anyway, this weekend, you know, qualified 33rd. We know you're sandbagging. You're going to go back up front, right?
Yeah, you know, we've never qualified great at Charlotte, but boy, we've had some great runs, and we've won from back in the field, and what a great weekend to win the race here and put that number 3 good wrench
Well,
car
it'd be
back
nice.
in
Well, all
winner,
those Ford drivers are going to, you know, they're going to continue. They're moaning, as they put it. What do you say?
I got the best answer, Katie.
What's that?
If they keep giving Fords much more, I'm going to come out of retirement because I'd be able to drive them.
That says a lot, Richard. But we do wish you luck, and it's such a pleasure to see you again, and please come back when you can. You know, we're in town all the time.
Thanks a lot, and don't forget to buy the video.
Oh, yeah. Check out that great video. Of course, we're going to get complimentary copies of it.
Oh, yes,
right?
certainly.
Thank you so much.
All right, good luck this weekend,
Really
Richard.
appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, and let's check back in with the sprint car boys, the World of Outlaws.
Thank you, Steve Burns. And we are back at Williams Grove Speedway here in central Pennsylvania. We're getting set for the B feature. Look at that hat. Is that not one of the best hats you've seen at a racetrack, Steve?
Needs a little more attack on the wing, I think. A little more, and his eyes wouldn't look up like that.
Well, the Hill not only welcomes us, but they know that the posse rules here in Pennsylvania. One of the best is Billy Pauch, and he's standing by with Bobby Giro.
He's going to start on the pole of the B main event. In 1996, guys, the World of Outlaws in 100 races were only beaten 6 times, and Billy Pauch was one of the guys that was able to beat the World of Outlaws. Tonight on the pole of the B main, Billy, and that heat race was awfully tough. You going to be able to make it into the main event out of this one?
Well, they've been working on the car, trying to make it faster all night, changing wings, changing gears, changing tires, and I hope they got it right because this is our last chance to get in.
To the defense of Billy Pauch, the racetrack changed about a half a second from the time they began qualifying to the time he qualified. Dave?
I tell you, when drivers switch seats in the World of Outlaws, it gets kind of silly. In fact, they call it silly season. Here's one for you between the 75 car and the 83 car. You ready for this? Deep breath. It all started in 1996 when Hannigan was in the 75, Saldana was in the 83. They changed it. They absolutely switched in May of 96. Entering 97, Saldana's still in the 75, but here comes Paul McMahon, who enters the 83 cars. Randy Hannigan goes back to California. That stays the same till March when Saldana leaves. Enter Australian Gary Brazier, who gets in the seat of the 75, with Paul McMahon still in the 83. As of May, well, let's update it again. Paul McMahon jumps ship into the 75. Hannigan comes back from California in the 83. And where's Gary Brazier? He's here tonight in this guy's car. That's Brian Paulus. He has mono. Another change for the 75 car? No, I'm just kidding. This is Paul McMahon. He'll push off in the B9. Kind of bullheaded, don't you think?
Just don't get near Paulus.
And speaking of Team Mopar, Mike Dunn, the driver of the Mopar Top Fuel Dragster, just stops by. He's out here rooting on that particular sprinter. Mike just lives nearby. Okay, we'll be back with more craziness right after this.
Oh, boy, this is my favorite scene. Ooh, scary. There she is. Get her. Get her. Hey, keep it down. Excuse me, it's very difficult to enjoy a movie when you're talking and shushing at me.
All the characters from the new movie Anastasia are now at Burger King. One cool toy just $2.59 with any value meal purchase. Your kids can collect all 4.
This part always gets me. Oh. Oh.
At True Value, we've got all the decorations and gifts you'll need to get your home ready for the holidays. And anything else that might help.
Santa!
Give this Stanley Power Lock tape measure at just $9.99. It's the perfect stocking stuffer. True Value. It's Christmas and help is just around the corner.
I feel my temperature rising. Higher, higher.
Just mix Velveeta and chili together. It's delicious. It's
Melting love. Melting love. I'm just a hunter, melting love. Just a hunter, melting love. Yeah, hunter.
How much butter does it take for mouth-watering mashed potatoes? None. Use Swanson broth instead. Rich, golden Swanson chicken broth adds loads of flavor, and it's 99% fat-free. Put in Swanson broth instead of butter for delicious mashed potatoes that are light, fluffy, and low in fat. And now Swanson broth also comes in a resealable carton, so adding flavor without adding fat's a snap. Recipe after recipe. Swanson broth, when all you want to add is flavor.
One of the best races of the wintertime is the famous Chili Bowl. It's held in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Sammy Swindell has won that 3 times. Latest one coming last year as we celebrate some more of the highlights. Sammy Swindell, 25 years of sprint car racing. This, of course, in a midget. He is the only 3-time winner of the Chili Bowl.
Only man to win it more than once. And coming up, folks, lock up the dog and hang on to the kids. This is the B feature. It is really the last chance for drivers to get into the A main. Only 4 will come out of the B. 2 will take their time trial back and seat into the field. 2 will tag the back. And there's some hitters in here like Danny Lasowski, like Billy Pauch, like Jeff Shepard, who probably shouldn't have been here except a car full of runners in his heat. This could get interesting, bro.
Take a look at the rest of the field all the way back through row 6. You're exactly right, Steve. This could be a pretty stout race. And for the rest of these guys, they've got to make it happen now. Billy Pauch up front didn't have to deal with the B last night, but tonight he's got to fight his way into the A feature. The Frenchtown, New Jersey driver Billy Pauch, of his 500-plus career wins in racing, 45 of them have come behind the wheel of sprint cars. A lot of people feel if Billy had spent all of his time driving sprint cars, he might be calling the king Billy Pauch, not Steve Kinzer.
Bobby Gerald, what about the 88 car?
Well, Todd Schaefer is just way too good to be starting that far back. He qualified very late. He won the main event last week here at Williams Grove Speedway. He has 98 career feature wins, and he's the only guy to win 3 feature events at the racetrack at Williams Grove this year. So the Beam number 88 with Todd Schaefer on board, I think is going to be the guy really charging in this B main.
Okay, Ralph, how much you want to bet that the B main doesn't run yellow free?
Well, you know, normally you'd say that's probably a good case. I'd like to think it won't happen tonight, but I got to bet here at the Channellock Spring Classic, unfortunately, you're probably right.
Well, I just spent 5 days in New York City, so I don't have any money to gamble with. The Big Apple got all of it. Here we go. Speaking of all of it's all or nothing for 4 drivers here.
Now, down front. He'll lead him in. Jeff Shepard slides along in second. Look at Herrera to the bottom of the 47. Yellow flag is waving, so we'll line it up and do it again. Rod George got a pretty good start, won his first career Williams Grove feature 1 month ago, and that red 5G, you see him just the inside of Johnny Herrera, the yellow for jumping the start. They will line them up behind the pace truck, and we'll do this again.
And you know, Gary Stanton, the car owner of the number 75 machine with Paul McMahon, sitting in the 9th spot here, is at the Holman 100 tonight over in Indiana, but he won a couple of Grove features with Brad Doty back in 84, Dave Blaney in 86, so he knows this racetrack pretty well. Dave Reef?
Had a chance to talk with Danny Lasowski before this race. Awful loose earlier, so they've done everything they can to tighten up the Conwest Freight car. They've changed the torsion bars. They've changed the tires. They changed the stagger. They've done absolutely everything they can. They got to make it in the A main. These guys are in the top 10 in points, and they're fighting along. They want to get in.
The dude sits 7th in points, actually, and he won his first feature of 97. It wasn't an Outlaw feature. It wasn't Knoxville, where Danny is the leader of victories. He has 66 now. Doug Wolfgang up to 60. He's picked up another victory there earlier this year.
You know, it's not as critical in a 12-lap affair that we've got here in the B feature, but Lasowski earlier today, he's saying by the time we get to the A main, if I get in the A main, says I think we'll be running the hardest, if not the hardest, the next to the hardest start Goodyear makes. It'll be that kind of a racetrack.
Billy Pauch, Rod George, front row. Jersey driver on the inside, Pennsylvania driver on the outside. They claim Billy Pauch here in the Pennsylvania posse. He's from New Jersey, but they claim him as one of their own.
But you can throw a rock from the Pennsylvania line and hit his shop.
Green flag. We're racing.
And that is the one car on Billy Pauch. 5G of Rod George is the red car, and coming around the outside.
Shepard in the 41 making that bold move on the outside. The black car challenging for second place. Danny Lasowski, the red 1W in the middle of that pack, up to 4th in a transfer spot. Herrera, the white 47. Horrible start for Johnny. He slips back to 5th. Pauch leads them all. And Shepard, we've got the other Schaefer car. Todd Schaefer pulling to the inside, the 88 car. Tough break for him.
But he got up the racetrack. We're still green. I tell you, no driver wants to come home or go home or call home and say, out of the feature.
Yellow flag, Steve. The 17 car of Alan Cole over in turn 3. Up along the wall, the black car, Alan Cole, the 1996 Selinsgrove Speedway champion. One of the other big tracks here in central Pennsylvania is bringing out the yellow. So, you're right, Evan. We won't go all the way green in this one. Billy Pauch, he's out front leading it in front of the crowd here in Mechanicsburg.
There's a new movement in fitness, a new momentum to working out, a fun, low-impact fat burn combining the best of what's come before. Momentum Elliptical Cross Trainer by Health Rider. Momentum's elliptical motion harnesses your natural momentum, giving an effective workout that tones, shapes, and burns calories and fat with a fun, natural movement no other machine can match.
It seems to work your legs a lot better, and at the same time, you get to use your arms.
Got my heart rate up.
It's identical to the one in the gym.
Only Health Rider Momentum has this patented health club design with rear mechanism and adjustable ramp incline that gives you the cross-training benefits of 2 settings. Now it can be yours at home for thousands less. Trust Health Rider to give you club-quality features you won't find on any other machine. Add the Momentum Elliptical Cross Trainer to your workouts for just $49 a month. Call now to order your Health Rider Momentum.
It's the new movement in fitness.
You just hold this and you know you're going to get a close shave.
Remington introduces the new shape in shaving.
The angle to the face, just right. Dynamite body.
It looks like a sports car. It's easy to maneuver. It's a Remington.
These side grips are a stroke of genius.
Now I can see what I'm trimming. My old shaver felt like a block of cheese.
The shape was so cool. I got one for my husband.
I can't believe I'm in love with an electric. But look at this shave. My old shaver is history.
Remington's new dual microscreen, built to shave incredibly close.
And they guarantee it.
This dress is definitely dangerous.
No matter what's your favorite look.
It looks like,
Help keep that look by including Kellogg's Special K. Great toasted taste, 110 calories, and fat-free.
I like what I'm seeing.
Kellogg's Special K. Great taste never looks so good.
Thank you.
Sunday evenings on TNN Outdoors, pro bass angler Roland Martin shares his master advice and explores fishing adventures across North America on Fishing with Roland Martin. Then Orlando Wilson turns it loose and helps you catch that big one at one of the top spots from around the country on Fishin' with Orlando Wilson. Catch all the action Sunday beginning at 6 Eastern on TNN Outdoors, home of the experts.
Billy Pauch leads Rod George. Jeff Shepard right behind him in third, and Daniel Lisowski holding on to the transfer spot. Watch the orange cone on the backstretch. That's where we go green. That's the cone as you look hanging off the backstretch bridge.
Only one lap completed here in the Channellock Spring Classic B feature.
And the Pennzoil World of Outlaws coming up to speed as we come off of 4. Shepard, boy, he was all the way up along the wall. Look at Lisowski split the 2 between George and Shepard, and the 1W almost had second place. He's up to third. Lisowski had an absolutely horrible night here last night. So bad he just stormed right out of the racetrack. Didn't even bother changing his driver's suit. Just went back to the hotel. Let's talk to Bobby Gerald.
Marshall Campbell turns the wrenches for Danny Lisowski. Danny's really coming up through the field now. You think you confident you'll be in the A main?
Yeah, we'll be in the A main, no problem. We don't want to use a provisional tonight.
That's one of the things that a lot of these guys are thinking about. You don't want to have to use your provisional when you run close to 100 races during a season. It's too early for that, guys.
And Shepard out front of Pauch now as Pauch slips back to second. Lisowski holds on to third. George is in fourth, but not for long as McMahon starts to challenge him.
And as we mentioned, 4 will go to the A main, but it's really only first and second that have a shot at a decent paycheck still tonight because they'll get their time trial back. They won't have to tag the back of the race.
There goes the Stanton number 75. The Mopar car is up to fourth as you watch Dion Hindy and the rest storming up the front straightaway. Shepard in an old Stevie Smith car. It's a J&J coil front suspension car. And that car is hooked up and running strong. Remember, he had the problems getting into Andy McKiston earlier on. He thought he was going to transfer straight through. Now, look at this. McMahon has worked his way all the way up to the back of Danny Lisowski. So the dude has his hands full.
Chevrolet against Chrysler Corporation, the new Chrysler Corporation. McMahon doing a sensational in this car tonight, despite the absence of stats. We are halfway through the Channellock B main.
This leaders now making their way down the backstretch as McMahon comes to grip with the Mopar, the 75 car. And he's doing a great job. One of the best young Chargers coming out of Northern California, out of Oroville, is Paul McMahon. Taking a look at Shepard, working his way up along the fence line as he comes out of 1 and 2, storming under the bridge. Pitches it in to turn 3. There's a big bump down there, Steve, on the inside of 3. Up where Shepard's running, not a problem there.
He didn't want to get up in the marbles, just plant that right driving tire right on the edge of the cushion.
How about the track conditions out there, Dave?
Well, I think as you guys can probably see upstairs, it's getting to be a little slick out there. You're starting to see the black groove come in. I'm standing right now in turn number 1. Earlier tonight, they were carrying very high RPMs into the corner. They're just almost silent as they go into turn number 1 and get on the brake for this tight corner here at Williams Grove.
Shepard driving the 41 car, used to drive Jim Whaley's car just before Lisowski got behind the wheel. So you talk about those driver changes. Now he drives for Jim Shuttlesworth, who owns that 41. As you look at the number 10 car, that's some of the best action out on the racetrack.
Brian Seidel, the 10T car. And he started driving like this earlier on. He might be in that top 4. Looking good. He started clear back in the number 12 spot. Here we go, back up front of this B Peach. There is the 41 car of Jeff Shepard. He's making up for the bad luck he had earlier in the heat.
Well, it keeps his act together. He might not only be in the A feature, he might be able to work his way up there and make some noise.
Oh, yeah, he'd be a threat for a top 10, maybe even a top 5.
Pauch trying to close in a little bit. You can see the 2 cars there, both of them running the high groove. But Billy running out of time in a hurry. He goes to the bottom side as Shepard stays up top. Let's see if that makes a difference as they come to the checkered flag.
Only a few $100 in prize money, but if Billy Pauch can hang on to second, that's almost as good as first, and he did.
And that's exactly what he's going to get as the checkered flag falls for Shepard, winner of the B main. Small consolation for getting knocked out of a heat race win. Man, by the way, beat Lasowski to the line for third. The dude still transfers as he comes home with the fourth-place finish.
All right, we'll be back with the big race, the one everybody came to see, the 30-lap A features, and Sammy Swindell maintain his dominance here at Williams Grove.
The Maglite flashlight, the world's finest, crafted from solid aircraft aluminum, sealed at each end with high-grade rubber O-rings, with an exclusive patented self-cleaning switch and a patented adjustable beam. The Maglite flashlight, American-made, to be brighter, tougher, more dependable. The Maglite is a work of art that works. A Maglite flashlight is the brilliant gift idea for any occasion.
For years, one rotary tool set the standard. There was nothing better. There was also nothing else. But now there's a premium rotary tool, the Ryobi Multi-Tool. It shapes, cuts, sands, strips, routes, grinds, and polishes, all with more power for a lot less money. The Ryobi Multi-Tool, just one of our many premium power tools that give you pro features at an affordable price.
Here's a little more look at the Eastern Museum of Motor Racing that Lynn Paxton runs. It is absolutely spectacular. I cannot encourage you enough to go by and check it out. And we certainly want to thank Lynn for opening the doors up. And this is the car right here, Steve, that number 1 that Lynn won so many races with. And oh, yeah.
That's your car, Ralph, right
yeah. I got to admit it, folks. I grew up a huge, huge Mario Andretti fan. And that is the real Bronner Hawk, not a show car.
What's that?
That is the real Moon.
Wow.
Coming up over turns 1 and 2. Let's go down to the racetrack with Bobby Gerald, who's standing by with the driver of a real race car, sprint car driver.
That's right, and he's fueling up for the A main, and he has won the Wagner Job Well Done Award for winning the B main tonight, and that's Jeff Shepard. Jeff, you won a power roller, and I think maybe you could use that power roller to repaint the fences here at Williams Grove after you maybe took some paint off them running so high.
Yeah, I'll tell you, down there in 3 and 4, the fence is the cushion is the fence, and I know I hit it 4 or 5 times, and last night that's about where the track was, and you know, if I was in charge of painting the fence, I'm glad I got that Wagner roller to make it a lot easier.
Jim Shuttlesworth has given you the ride here in number 41, and it's really been a chance for you to showcase your skills, get back into racing full-time, and you've done very well, already winning a main event here at Williams Grove earlier this season. How important has it been for you to come back and be able to show your stuff on a weekly basis?
Well, you have to really, you know, to get noticed, and that's what we want to do as a new team. I love these guys. These guys are great. Jim Shuttlesworth and I get along great. He's a late model driver, so we know a lot about setups, and he's real easy to work with. Cat Construction, Jim and Mary Felix, I can't say enough about them. They supply us the motors and the tires, Kreiner engines. You know, all these people are behind us. I've got 100 people that work with us, and I can't thank enough people.
There's going to be a lot of heroes up there starting at the front of the field. You're going to have a decent starting spot for this one, but not too great. So do you think you'll have what it takes to get up there and run with Sammy and Steve in the main event?
Well, it's going to be tough because the track's kind of a one-groove racetrack right now, and those guys starting that far ahead get a real good advantage, and they're good. My car feels good. We have more of an advantage on that deal because we just came off the racetrack, and so we have more idea what to do to our car because those guys are... you know, they got to watch the deal. I actually got to get on the racetrack. So, you know, I think we'll be all right.
Good job. We'll wish you good luck and have fun with that power roller. Up to the booth, guys.
You know, a few weeks ago at a Demolition Derby, Ralph, Bobby Gerald had the opportunity to give away one of those Wagner power rollers to a heat winner at the Demo Derby, and he was thrilled to get it. But unlike Jeff Shepard, he said it wouldn't help him painting his fence. He was going to paint his car with it.
Only the Demolition Derbies. Evans, you hit all the hot spots. Dave Reef.
Well, the most recent World of Outlaw winner here at Williams Grove will start the A-Main tonight, Lance DeWeese, the big brickmobile, I guess you say. Hey, with winning that race last year and getting your 100th, you got to have a lot of momentum coming in.
We sure do. We're struggling a little bit today. We didn't time real good. We drew a bad number, and how the track was today, that meant a lot. So, but we were pretty decent in the heat, and we start way back, but we're going to bring the 461 Water Dyer Spectre motor rolls to the front.
Well, you see Maxim on the head. I got a quick Maxim pop quiz for you. What do you do if you're Jerry Russell and you have all these different colors? Well, and you want to put 3 sprint cars on your hat. Well, in a politically correct world, if you're giving it to Steve Kinzer, you put the big green machine. If you're giving it to Mark Kinzer, the orange car's in the lead. The red cars, well, they're in the lead too. Those would be Lasowski, Hodnett, and Gobrick. And Jack Hodenshaw, you're even in the lead. Politically correct down here in the pits, guys.
Yeah, wait till Reeve tries to get the hats back from his models. I don't like his chances.
I don't think so either. Well, the Pennzoil World of Outlaws are getting set to go racing. The A feature is going to be coming up shortly. Let's go back to the studio in Charlotte, where they don't have that cool of a moon.
No, that's beautiful. Well, we've got a big pizza.
Pizza's here.
We're real happy about that.
Got that going for us.
Yeah, we do. We also have the Miller Lite News and Notes, going to give you all the updates on who is where for the Coca-Cola 600 and more. Coming up, Motor Madness continues next.
There's a new movement in fitness, a new momentum to working out. A fun, low-impact fat burn combining the best of what's come before. Momentum Elliptical Cross Trainer by Health Riders. Momentum's elliptical motion harnesses your natural momentum, giving an effective workout that tones, shapes, and burns calories and fat with a fun, natural movement no other machine can match.
It seems to work your legs a lot better, and at the same time, you get to use your arms.
Got my heart rate up.
It's identical to the one in the gym.
Only Health Rider Momentum has this patented Health Club design with rear mechanism and adjustable ramp incline that gives you the cross-training benefits of 2 settings. Now it can be yours at home for thousands less. Trust Health Rider to give you club-quality features you won't find on any other machine. Add the Momentum Elliptical Cross Trainer to your workouts for just $49 a month. Call now to order your Health Rider Momentum.
It's the new movement in fitness.
Looking for that big buck? Or maybe that wild turkey? Bill Jordan will show you the secrets that'll put you on the right trail. Learn what, where, and how with someone who knows. Bill Jordan's Real 3 Outdoors. Sunday, 5 Eastern on CNN Outdoors.
Hi, I'm the Opry's Captain Bob, here with First Mates Jeannie Seeley and Johnny Russell to invite you on an official Grand Ole Opry cruise.
We all went on last year's cruise, and it was so much fun because it gave us a chance to meet you. 7 days at sea, and fans become friends.
And the food on ship was so good.
We entertained with private concerts, autograph parties, and question and answer sessions.
Did you know you can eat 23 times a day on board ship?
We saw exotic ports of call and really threw ourselves into the island experience.
Food? Did I mention the variety of food?
Well, we want you to join us the first week in May as we sail for the Caribbean once again.
Join Jeannie Seeley
and Johnny Russell,
along with Little Jimmy Dickens and John Connolly, May 2nd through 9 as we tour the Caribbean together on Carnival Cruise Line Sensation.
For 7 days you'll be pampered, and there's no doubt you'll be entertained. We'll see to that.
And the best part of the trip for me was getting to know you.
Let's vacation together. It's Caribbean cruising country style, May 2nd through 9, and we want you on board.
Did I mention the food?
That was our
Who was that? Oh, that's us. Oh.
Yeah, it is. And boy, there's a ton of people in Charlotte this weekend. Memorial Day weekend, of course. That means barbecue and a cookout, but whole lots of racing at the Brickyard, Indianapolis for the Indy 500. It's Ari Lyondike and Tony Stewart there starting in the front row.
And Katie, here in Charlotte, a little race known as the Coca-Cola 600. In qualifying on Wednesday, Jeff Gordon turned in a lap. There he is at number 24, 184.300 miles an hour, which means he went 1.5 miles in under 30 seconds. And you see his teammate at Hendrick Motorsports, Ricky Craven, alongside. The winner of last year's 600, Dale Jarrett, is third. Hey, a big surprise, Jeff Green, the second six. Ken Schrader, Bobby Hamilton. Hey, Katie, how about DW? He starts 8th.
He's the man.
Terry Labonte and Bill Elliott.
Well, Mark Martin is going to be starting on the pole, the 11th, and he is on the pole for the tomorrow's Busch Grand National Race in Charlotte. Got Joe Nemechek in there, Dick Trickle, Jeff Fuller,
and
Steve Park.
Dale Earnhardt's driver.
Yep, Ricky Craven, Jason Keller, Elliott Sadler, Jimmy Spencer's in there, Bobby Labonte. Dale Jarrett did not qualify for that, for the Busch.
No, he had a crash in practice the other day.
That's
Tore
right.
it up pretty good.
So he's not going to be there. But earlier this week, Mark, he was very busy away from the track as he got together with one of his favorite guys, Nature Boy Ric Flair. For real? Is that the way he is?
Ric Flair says, to beat the man, you got to be the man, or something like that.
I think he's had too much pizza. But anyway, yeah, we'll be back. More stuff for Motor Madness. Maybe some more pizza. Stay with us.
My crew's acting a little tense. Thought I'd loosen them up a bit.
Hey,
Hey, guys, is your work guaranteed? Lifetime guarantee? What do you think this is, Dale? That new GM Goodrich Service Plus?
Smart guy. Select GM dealers now give you a lifetime guarantee on parts and labor, plus upfront pricing, plus courtesy transportation. New GM Goodrich Service Plus, like they say.
The plus means better!
Call for the Select GM dealer near you.
How much butter does it take for mouth-watering mashed potatoes? None. Use Swanson broth instead. Rich, golden Swanson chicken broth adds loads of flavor, and it's 99% fat-free. Put in Swanson broth instead of butter for delicious mashed potatoes that are light, fluffy, and low in fat. And now Swanson broth also comes in a resealable carton, so adding flavor without adding fat's a snap. Recipe after recipe. Swanson broth, when all you want to add is flavor.
We hope you don't mind us blowing our own horn, but Ricola, the original all-natural herb cough drop imported from Switzerland, now comes in a soothing new throat syrup you're gonna love.
Hey, Rita, isn't it about time to change that Glade plug-in's refill?
Refill your Glade plug-ins every 45 days to keep your home Glade fresh.
Plug it in, plug it in.
You know it makes me want to shout.
Shout Wipes. Now wipe out stains wherever you go. Just rub on to help remove stains in a matter of seconds. Shout Wipes. Keep them on you to keep stains off you. S.C. Johnson Wax.
It was just another day in the office. Then your memo captured the CEO's attention. Suddenly you were in the spotlight. It was your chance to shine. Too bad. Kiwi. When your shoes look good, you look good.
Yes, I am going to tell you. I want you to tell me.
Calm down.
All right. You know, everybody's raising a ruckus about Jeff Gordon. Not us, not me personally, but I mean, a lot of the drivers, you know.
After the Winston last weekend, as seen here on TNN.
Yes, and true, yes.
The four drivers were nuts. They were so mad. Dale Jarrett and Mark Martin, they said, we need more spoiler.
Right. Well,
because they thought the playing field wasn't level. Well, this week, NASCAR says, okay, you get another quarter-inch on the spoiler. Jeff Gordon is the only Chevy driver to win this year, so we'll find out if that quarter-inch on that spoiler is going to help the four drivers.
I don't know. When Jeff and Ray are clicking, I don't think anybody can beat him. But you know what? Maybe that's what he's going to talk about with Eli Gold, because that's what this week's race talk is. Eli got to sit down with Jeff Gordon and talk about this weekend's Coca-Cola 600 poll and what also happens to be one of, that's right, People Magazine's 50 most beautiful people, Jeff. It's those eyebrows.
I must say, I don't think I've ever sat next to one of America's 50th most beautiful people or anything. That was neat to see a race car driver represented in People Magazine.
Yeah, I don't quite know how they, I'm sure everybody out there is like, what's a race car driver doing in here? But it's a real honor. I think it's obviously great for me, but it's great for really the whole sport of NASCAR Winston Cup racing to be recognized by, you know, People Magazine.
Is that one of the strangest things I mean, of all the great things that have happened in your career, is that one that you probably never expected to see?
It's different, you know. I never had a recognition of that sort before, and it's really exciting, though. I can tell you that. The People Magazine folks came to interview me, and then they said, oh, by the way, you know, we don't know if you know this or not, but you made the top 50 magazine. And I was like, you're kidding. Of course, I'd seen it before, and I was like, man, it's like mixed emotion. I was like, that's great, but boy, am I going to get it when I get to the garage area.
You know, people talk the ongoing discussion, some call it an argument, as to whether athletes are role models. But now that you're getting more and more public acclaim, do you see yourself as a role model?
When they see somebody on TV, whether it's a Michael Jordan, you know, or Emmett Smith or myself or whatever, you know, they look up to him and say, hey, I want to be there someday. I want to do that, you know. And so I think there is certainly a major part of what I do and say that is being a role model for those kids out there. So, you know, I try to always make sure, you know, that I'm doing the same things that would put a good impression on the kids out there.
It's nice of him to think about that, and you know, we're going to have part 2 of that, hopefully airing a little bit later on the show.
He just doesn't have much going for him, does he?
I'm telling you, poor guy, you got to feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah, we're going to head back to the World of Outlaws. The A-Main is coming up, the exciting race out there, and we're going to go ahead and make a prediction. I really want to go with Steve Kinzer, but...
Because he has nice eyes.
A lot of people, well, that's not
he
all,
on the
buddy.
list of 50 most
He's
beautiful
the original
people?
Marlboro man, leave him alone. But I'm going to pick Sammy Swindell because that's what they told me to do.
Then I'm going to pick...
Who?
It's going to be Mark Kinzer.
Now, why are you picking him?
But
His
I
eyes
want
aren't
to do Danny Lasowski, but they said I had to pick Mark Kinzer, too.
We have no control of the show. Fine. Let's give it back to the site because they're the ones that rule. Steve? Ralph?
Well, you guys really went out on the edge there picking Sammy Swindell and Mark Kinzer.
Yeah, the whole front row.
Yeah. Well, I can't blame you. The Pennzoil World of Outlaws, the inaugural Channellock Spring Classic is why we are here at Williams Grove. We are in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, and let's find out a little bit more about choosing Mark Kinzer. Let's check in with Bobby Jarrett.
Well, I picked Mark Kinzer because I knew Carl Kinzer was turning the wrenches. Now, Carl didn't come through for me in the dash, but he just might come through here in the main event. What about that start in the dash, Carl? Because Sammy really pulled you guys down off of the bottom. Is the top going to be all right for you here?
Well, it's this track, they put new dirt on it, and this thing has got everybody kind of buffaloed on what to do, even me. Many times I've been here, and right now, coming off for the start, the bottom appears to be the best. But I redone the car, and hopefully that maybe we'll hit it.
Carl Kinzer may have some magic left up his sleeve. Now, keep in mind, again, he is the car owner's point standing leader with the World of Outlaws. Dave Reef?
One time in Ed Lynch's career has he started better than sixth. It was a fifth-place start that led to a seventh-place finish. He will start outside of row 3 in tonight's A-Main. Another great chance to pick up your first Outlaw win, Ed.
Well, yes, we're real excited. On Tuesday, we were fast, and the car ended up, we have a problem with the steering. But today, everything feels really good, so we're anxious to get going.
Anxious to get going. It's time. They're pushing off already. Hey, guys, I got to go with Sammy. Sorry.
Can one of the Pennsylvania posse beat the Pennzoil World of Outlaws at Channellock Spring Classic when we come back?
Meet Bob. Bob loves his car. Bob also loves his wife, kids, and dog Buster. And being a loving guy, Bob switched from his old brand of antifreeze to Sierra. Sierra provides maximum protection for his car's engine, and its less toxic formula is safer for kids, pets, and animals in the environment. What could you love more than that, Bob? Hey, how about $1.50 off? Wow. Sierra, solid protection in a safer formula from Peak Performance Products. Look for the special $1.50 rebate at these participating retailers.
Oh, man, just a sandwich? I almost left my soup on the bus.
Nothing turns an ordinary sandwich into a satisfying meal like the taste of rich, wholesome Campbell's soup.
Hey, is that my soup?
No, your mother gave you chicken noodle soup.
Oh.
My mother gave me tomato.
Hey, here we go again.
Campbell's makes everything.
At True Value, we've got all the decorations and gifts you'll need to get your home ready for the holidays. And anything else that might help.
Santa!
This 4-piece ratcheting gear wrench set makes a great gift at only $21.88. True Value. It's Christmas and help is just around the corner.
If you've tried to quit but are still smoking, try something different. Not a patch, not a gum, but prescription medicines that can help you quit smoking. Ask your doctor or call 1-888-959-STOP and get ready for success.
Lever 2000 Pure Rain Deodorant Soap. An invigorating scent plus moisturizer. The refreshing clean for all your 2000 parts.
This week on My Classic Car Video Magazine, we'll view some classic British iron when we visit the British Car Festival here in Des Plaines, Illinois.
We'll examine the career of GM styling legend Harley Earl. Jim Richardson will show us how to rewire a classic. And we'll strap into an awesome GT40, the Ford that beat Ferrari.
My Classic Car, Saturday at 1 Eastern, noon Central on TNN Motorsports.
The Channellock Spring Classic, the first ever, live from Williams Grove. As you look from on board of Greg Hodnett's car, the World of Outlaws have brought their 700-plus horsepower engines rumbling into the Pennsylvania night as we're set to go racing. That's what Greg Hodnett is going to be seeing as we go racing with the A feature. And here is your starting lineup with the Pennzoil World of Outlaws.
And who better to be on the pole for this Spring Classic than the Channellock car, Sammy Swindell, who so far has had a lock on Williams Grove all weekend long.
The Wild Child, Jack Hodenshield, in the Pennzoil car on the inside, and the King, Steve Kinzer, the Quaker State car on the outside.
And a perfect pair of Pennsylvania posse pursuers with Stevie Smith and Ed Lynch Jr. They're desperate, they're hungry.
A couple of young hotshots, Randy Hannigan and Kevin Gobrecht in row 4. Hodnett carrying the onboard camera with fast Freddie Raymer alongside of him in row number 5.
And there is the Ford of Jeff Swindell, the 17W car, the Gold Eagle League Stoppers, and Andy Hillenberg out of Oklahoma, the SDP car.
Chris Ash and Joe Gertie, the son of the famous engine builder in the 3G in row 7.
And here's a heat winner from Pennsylvania, Donnie Kreitz Jr. And Dave Blaney having a terrible night, starting 16th in the Vibrant car.
Tequila Shots, Donnie Shots in the 15 with Jeff Shepard alongside of him. Billy Pauch, the 1Z. Can he come from deep in the field in row 10? He'll have Lance Blevins alongside.
And Gary Brazier, the Aussie and the Hank Performance car, and Lance DeWeese, who is very strong on this racetrack. He'll have to be starting that far back.
The Mopar and the Dude. Paul McMahon in the 75 and Danny Lasowski in the 1W. Back here we get into provisionals. Yep. Johnny Herrera and Todd Schaefer, along with Alan Cole, making up the field as we go all the way back through row 14. Now the 4 abreast. A traditional salute to the fans with the Pennzoil World of Outlaws. And you see it from above it. How cool is that?
That is cool, Ralph. If it had flames, it'd really be cool. It'll be 30 laps, 27 race cars in front of a huge crowd here at a 58-year-old racetrack. Lots and lots of tradition, and especially with these Pennsylvania drivers, this place will go nuts over Stevie Smith in the 19 car and Ed Lynch Jr. in the 2L car. You hear him roar in the background.
Oh, they love their sprint car racing here in central Pennsylvania.
And the track, ideal for what we like to see, and that's lots of sliding, lots of passing, lots of dipping, lots of sucking. It's not going to be a parade tonight.
Now they'll slide out now and form up a note. Lance Blevins in the 21 will go to the tail for hitting the pits after pushing off in the Sitco 21. Also, the president and CEO of Channellock will be throwing the green flag out here tonight.
Yep, that's right. Goldie Arnott, the honorary starter for tonight. Okay, let's go down to Bobby Jarrell. We got 1 lap to go. What do you think, Guy?
Well, now I might want to go with Sammy Swindell for the win, but let me talk to you about tires real quick. Just about all of the Goodyear guys going with the middle-of-the-road compound Goodyear, the 25C. The only Lone Ranger, really, that we could find is Jeff Swindell, who went with a softer compound. He has the 17 on his right rear, and we'll see if that'll work for Jeff.
He may have wished he had a harder compound before it's over, according to some of the guys we talked to.
He might. He might. The racetrack is dry. There is patches of black where it's starting to come through and take rubber. However, Dave Reef, there's been a lot of racing grooves.
There certainly has. I think ultimately what this will come down to, lap traffic. Last night we had a 20-lap feature, and a couple, actually, green, white, checkered. Sammy was able to dice through them, but with 10 more laps, lap traffic certainly should come into the equation tonight.
Well, they'll be coming to the green here momentarily. The Channellock Spring Classic with the Pennzoil World of Outlaws. Oh, they're going to stay yellow to put the 21 on the tail. Now remember, Blevins, we told you, came back into the pits after getting pushed off, and apparently Lance doesn't want to go to the back. The Sitco car now making its way to the back of the group.
This is one of the reasons, starting in June, the Outlaws are going to encourage teams to install radios to where, more importantly, the officials can talk to the drivers and help sort these things out. And also, hopefully, we'll be able to talk to the drivers as well. Should there be a problem on the racetrack, a crew chief might be able to warn somebody where they can take evasive action. But radios, I think, will become a staple in 1998. Here we go. The start of the Channellock main, and the president and CEO of Channellock, Bill Arnott, waving that green flag. Look at Mark Kinzer.
Sammy Swindell had the lead. He bangs into the back of Mark Kinzer, and we've got a big problem as one car is over the fence in turn 4, and I believe it's Lance Blevins. Yes, Lance Blevins out of the fence down in turn 4. This brings out a red flag situation. Everybody comes to a stop immediately on the racetrack.
And that is an extremely high fence, taller than most. For Blevins to have cleared that, we were watching our monitors here, and obviously the action between Sammy Swindell and Mark Kinser had our attention, all of our cameras' attention. So,
well, Lance has really had a rough
bad day.
Well, he's had a rough couple of months. He's lost 2 crew chiefs in 2 months. He's been pretty much running his program all on his own with his dad. Now, we think we've got a bit of a look. Watch the 21 car at the very top of the screen. The very top of the screen, at the top of the guardrail, coming out of turn number 4, you see him getting up on 2 wheels. It catches, it's back in the dust. You see him? There he goes, right up and over the guardrail. And a violent, violent ride for Lance Blevins.
I think he cleared the fence.
Well, he went right over the guardrail and into the back. There's some of the debris from the race car with the orange Sitco paint. And we're waiting to get an update on exactly the situation over in turn number 4. As soon as we get that, we'll have it for you. Oh, there he is right there. Lance Blevins is out, and Bobby Gerald is with him.
Lance, you scared us, man. You all right?
Yeah, I think it was a little driver error. I went up there, just tried to get on the cushion. I just jumped it. Nothing but my fault.
You ever gone through a ride quite like that one? I haven't had a chance to see this, but from what the guys in the booth are saying, it was pretty spectacular.
Yeah, I don't know. It probably raced a couple years ago from Knoxville. It's pretty close.
Just hasn't been your night tonight.
No, it's been a rough weekend here, but we'll be all right. We'll come back later on this season.
All right, Lance Blevins, maybe not that trademark smile of his that we usually see right now, but glad to see that he's all right.
Well, the incident a few years ago in Knoxville, he was in no shape to talk to any television announcers for about a week. We'll be right back with more, the restart of the A-Main here at Williams Grove.
When you're sawing along a straight line, which would you rather do? See the line after you cut? Or while you're cutting? Introducing the new Woodhawk, the only circular saw with a sightline window that keeps your eye and your saw online at all times. Throw away your old saw and see what you've been missing. The new Woodhawk, built by Black & Decker.
Did you eat your chunky soup?
How did you get down here? Ma?
Did you eat your chunky soup?
Yeah, Ma. Chunky beef with country vegetables. With more beef than any other soup. Lean beef, potatoes, vegetables. Chunky always hits the spot. Where'd you get that outfit?
Can't talk, gotta go. Just want to make sure you're eating good.
That's my mom.
Oh, yeah? Which one?
Campbell's Chunky Soup.
It's loaded with beef.
Well, I look forward to being able to show you the Brunner Hawk. Evans looked forward to being able to show you this.
Did you know that a cow has 2 stomachs? Did you know that? The amount of pizza Katie Haas eats, I'm beginning to wonder about her, actually.
I'm not going to go there, Evans. Craig Hodnett.
In your face cam.
That's exactly right. Craig Hodnett carrying it for us, the Gum Out back camera for us. And we've got a couple of different views for you from this Maxim. And that's the view out the back.
And look how smooth this racetrack is. Maybe a little slippery, but boy, it is smooth. There's no chuckles, nothing to throw the cars out of balance.
And that brings up a really good point. A lot of people hammer on Ted Johnson, the president of the World of Outlaws, for what they call a hard surface racetrack. There's a very good reason why Ted does that. As much as his Outlaws run night in and night out, if you have a smooth racetrack, it keeps them from tearing up equipment night after night. A big, rutted, heavy racetrack can tear up a lot of equipment. And we talked earlier about the grind that these guys are getting set to embark on. You can't afford to tear up race cars.
And Stevie Smith was telling us, who would know more about Williams Grove than him, that it's a very non-forgiving racetrack. If you get the setup, you go like stink, like Sammy Swindell. If you miss it a little bit, you ain't got a chance.
Did you feel your lazy boy rumble?
Ooh, that's the sweet sound of methanol.
Boy, there is nothing like the methanol-burning motors in the Pennzoil World of Outlaws. If you've never been to a live Pennzoil World of Outlaws race, I know they come to your area. They go everywhere. for the first time in 6 years of the Grove. Can he do it again tonight? We're green.
Mark Kensher, the orange and white 5M car, trying to get down underneath him again and cannot do it.
Everybody makes it through turn 1 down the backstretch. The silver car out front. Sammy Swindell leading it. Mark Kensher second. Here comes the king. Steve Kensher, the green Quaker State car, is in third. The yellow Pennzoil machine. You see him sliding to the bottom. Jack Shields runs in fourth.
Oh, Steve just executed Hagenbaum. Was fine before Jack ever knew what happened. Jack's trying to recover.
Stevie Smith, there you see the black and yellow number 19. He's in 5th place. The Pennsylvania driver on the charge. And Ed Lynch, the local, the posse driver in 6th. Oh, we stack him up. Ed Lynch, Fred Raymer, Andy Hillenberg. Donnie Schatz just avoids him. There's one other car involved in it, and I'm not sure who that other red car is from here. It might be Gobrecht. I think it is Gobrecht, yes.
They were at the slowest point they probably reached on this racetrack, exactly between turn number 3 and turn number 4, where they're sliding, they're off the gas. That's why this wasn't more serious than it actually is.
Well, let's take a look at this again, Steve. In the opening laps here, the A feature for the Channellock Spring Classic. And here's that look. Here's Stevie Smith. And here comes Ed Lynch. And he just cooks it in too hard.
Yep.
And it goes around on him. Now everybody else runs out of room. He's back on the gas there, and he goes right up into Raymer. Collects Gobrecht in the Apple Chevy car, the 12 car, and there's Andy Hillenberg. Tough break.
And a lot of guys even late on the scene. This is like one of those accidents that happens in the Tule fog in the Sacramento Valley where you're from.
Been there, done that. Look at Hillenberg, and you can see Raymer trying to go up, thinking that Lynch was going to stop, and Lynch was on the gas trying to get out of his way, and it just funneled all into him.
When you saw the rear tire spinning, remember these cars are direct drive. If you ever take your foot off the gas, it's going to lock up, the engine's going to stop. So Lynch was trying to keep those tires spinning where he had a chance maybe of getting that car pointed in the right direction and back in to this Channellock final. But it wasn't to be, and he took out, well, a whole bunch of his fellow competitors as well.
Genital herpes isn't just about worrying over future outbreaks. It's about suppressing them. And it's not only about waiting for an outbreak to begin treatment. It's about suppressing it ahead of time with Valtrex just once a day. Call this number to get product information for Valtrex and a free trial coupon. Remember, even if you don't have symptoms and are on suppressive therapy, it may be possible to spread herpes to others. There is no cure for genital herpes, and Valtrex may not prevent all recurrences. If your immune system is not normal because of advanced HIV disease, bone marrow, or kidney transplant, make sure your doctor knows this to avoid a potentially serious complication. In studies, the most common side effect was headache. See our ad in Life magazine. Don't wait. Call this number today and ask your doctor about Valtrex. It's about suppression.
On the next Hot Rod TV, we'll launch a high-performance engine buildup on our Project Pony, starting with an SBO short block, a steel crank, and roller cam kit. Hot Rod TV, this weekend on TNN.
Looking for something to put a little bounce back in your step? Well, step into the world of CMT Stone Country. Why, hello. Welcome. Yo, come on in. Yeah, bless your heart. Now, y'all about ready for an hour of some real country music? Well, you've come to the right place. Woo! CMT Stone Country sure is the right place. Especially if y'all like the traditional sound of pure country. Now you got it. CMT Stone Country. Sunday at 1, noon Central Time.
Turn on to romance. Turn on to genuine CMT.
Turn on to country music. Turn on to CMT. Turn on to country music.
Well, they opened this track up in 1939, and this is what it looked like, Steve.
Yep, that is the actual footage. In fact, many of those cars look just like the one on my tie. with the great old grill work. Look at that. That's a track roadster.
Look at the driver bouncing around in there. Well, one driver who's be bouncing around quite a bit tonight is Jack Hodenshield, and we're going to have a chance to talk to him here. Jack Hodenshield, Ralph Shaheen from TNN Motorsports. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jack, you've had an opportunity to take a couple of looks at the racetrack under green conditions. What do you think? Where's the fastest part on the track tonight?
Yeah, this track's got a cushion on, a little bit of a cushion. It's blowed off pretty good, but I think it's going to come in right in the middle of the racetrack here in another couple of laps.
All right, Jack, best of luck to you. Jack Hodenshield driving the Pennzoil number 22 tonight. Guy Forbrick tuning that one. One guy already out. Dave Reef is with it.
Anyway, over here in the corner, looks like two cars are going to be out. Two cars, Andy Hillenberg and Fred Raymer. Fred, what happened out there?
It just looked like Eddie spun out, and we all come in there and no place to go. It's so slick, you can't drive away from it, and just one of them deals tonight.
He'll get another chance to get that first World of Outlaw victory here. They come back in 1 week.
Let me tell you who's going to be really dangerous now, and that's the driver in the green car with the big Q on the wing for Quaker State, the 11 car of Steve Kinzer. If what Jack Hodenshield said is true, if this racetrack is going to kind of come to them, well, I like Kinzer's chances, no matter how strong Swindell is, because when Steve is that close to the front, there you see him, he's in third. He's a patient man. He'll let those laps tick by. He may have gone with a different tire. Let that racetrack come to him. He's deadly in this kind of a situation.
Get your blood growing. I'm telling you, if you love the Outlaws, here we go. The Pennzoil World of Outlaws. We're green.
Only 2 laps have been completed out of 30.
Sammy Swindell leads them off at turn 4. Here comes Mark Stephen Hahn, chasing him down at the front stretch. Dave Kinzer sliding way up high in the green car. And look at Stevie Smith to the bottom. And Mark Kinzer's on a tear. The working massive number 5M is running strong tonight. He's up along the fence line and challenging Steve. They ran like this last night with Mark chasing Sammy, but Steve, he was not able to get him. But tonight it's another story. Mark is all over Sammy.
When they came out at turn number 2, they were side by side. Sammy just surged ahead. Poor Carling.
The reigning champion, Mark Kinzer, going after the former champ. And here's the fight back and forth. That is Jack Hodenshield, the yellow and black car on the outside as we go yellow again. A car around over in turn number 3. The 88 car of Todd Schaefer out of Millerstown, Pennsylvania. Schaefer, one of the quicker drivers in the Pennsylvania posse, has struggled here tonight. It's kind of an odd night for Schaefer.
It really has. The full moon, maybe.
Well, he won a heat race last night here, and we all came to the track tonight thinking Schaefer would be a player again tonight. But, boy, he has really fought the gremlins here tonight.
Only 4 laps are complete in this Channellock 8 feature. We've had 3 cautions and 4 laps. The 88 car, Todd Schaefer, may get back into this thing. Let's go down to Bobby again. Bobby Gerald?
Well, Andy Hillenberg is disappointed. He's out of the race. And, Andy, what happened over there?
It looked like Ed Lynch spun out, and he kind of tried to keep it going, and then spun to miss him, and there was a couple cars sitting sideways, and I couldn't get through there. So we pulled up to him and, you know, tried to slow down. Somebody hit us in the rear, and I spun sideways, and that's about all I could do. It was just the track was blocked.
We saw the damage to the front axle, but it also looks like it's put a couple of kinks in the frame. Is this frame going to be salvageable?
No, it won't be salvageable. We'll build a new one tomorrow.
Well, that's life on the World of Outlaws circuit right there. Better luck next time for Andy Hillenberg.
Well, and he better hope it's not life on the tour for long. Remember, the grind getting started here in the next 25 nights, 15 races at 10 tracks in 7 states, Steve, and he can't afford to build frames every other night.
No, but if you're going to go racing with the Pennzoil Outlaws, you better learn to be a little bit philosophical, as Andy Hillenberg was, as Raymer was, because if you get upset, you let this get you down, you have no business out here. The cone has been planted. Combat.
Yep,
Andy for away.
Todd Schaefer has restarted, the winner of 3 features here in Williams Grove in '97 in regular weekly competition. And we're on board with Hodnett once again, who just got engaged. Looking at a wedding day in November?
29th. He hasn't told you yet there's only 28 days in November.
More on Sammy Swindell's situation, Dave Reed. Do you think Mark Kinzer's got enough for him?
Well, I certainly don't know. The guy I'd be keeping my eye on, though, is Jeff Swindell, his brother, who started 11th, passed 4 cars on a first lap. He's got another car. He's all the way up to 6th. And if you, like everybody knows, when Jeff Swindell gets a little burr in his saddle, he can come straight to the front.
Well, he's had a big burr in his saddle for a long time, Steve. I mean, he has really struggled. And we go green. Sammy leads it. Jeff, the younger brother, chasing back from 7th. I don't think they're anywhere near that cone. That's Outlaw style. Sammy on the bottom this time. Mark Kinzer up high. Steve Kinzer on the bottom. Look at him slicing and dicing as we come up the front chute.
And Steve Kinzer, the winningest Outlaw ever. 16 championships over 400 features, is right behind. You see the green car sticking in.
That's the lead battle you're staring at. Sammy Swindell getting challenges from Mark Kinzer on the high side and the bottom, but he keeps fighting them off. That's about 140 miles an hour and into turn number 1, and you throw it in there and hope it sticks before you get to the fence.
You can see how low Steve Kinzer, that green 11 car, went through turns 1 and 2, almost down into the infield, almost against the white tires.
Sammy Swindell undefeated in the silver cars. You look at Greg Hodnett deep in the field. There's Dave Blaney, the yellow number 10, and you're on board with Hodnett. Sliding it into the turn.
Oh, we got a lead change potentially. Yes, we do. Mark Kinzer loves to be live on TNN, and he is strutting his stuff tonight.
Well, these two drivers have claimed all the checkered flags, and we turn on the cameras this year. Mark Kinzer and Sammy Swindell having a whale of a fight here tonight.
And the way they finished last night, if it goes this way, was Swindell, Mark, and Steve, right?
That's exactly right.
I wasn't even here when I knew that.
Swindell in second with 6 wins in 1997. Mark Kinzer with 5. Mark Kinzer 2 for 3 here last year at the Grove, looking to pick up the first win here. There's Eaterville back to Steve Kinzer, the Quaker State car, the big green number 11. Holds on to 3rd.
And we are working lap number 8. Traffic cannot be too far away. When they get, whoa, we got a spinner.
Oh, yes, we do. I believe that's Eash, the 17.
Or is that Kevin Gobrick? Is that the 12 car?
No, I believe it. Yeah, it is Eash. Spun by Hodnett, we're told. There's Cris out of Hanover, Pennsylvania. Spent 4 years on the full World of Outlaw Tour. Has kind of come back home now and is just running on a regular basis here. There he sits on the inside or in the middle of turn 3. Let's take a look at it. Now watch Hodnett, the car in the middle here. The red number 11, the Selma Shell car. Oh, yeah, he gets right into the back of him, didn't he?
Sure did.
Dave Blaney, the Vibrant 10 on the outside, sneaks around the outside, gets through cleanly.
That was an Earnhardt move of a few years ago.
Now, remember, we got the onboard camera with Greg. And Greg, the camera don't lie.
Ooh.
Look at what it did to his front wing. The front wing on the Selma Shell number 11 bent sideways. Chris Eash looking to get pushed off. We'll be back.
How much butter does it take for mouth-watering mashed potatoes? None. Use Swanson broth instead. Rich, golden Swanson chicken broth adds loads of flavor, and it's 99% fat-free. Put in Swanson broth instead of butter for delicious mashed potatoes that are light, fluffy, and low in fat. And now Swanson broth also comes in a resealable carton, so adding flavor without adding fat's a snap. Recipe after recipe. Swanson broth, when all you want to add is flavor.
Very upsetting. I guess this reliquary is broken.
Ooh. Take me to Anastasia.
There's just one place to find Anastasia, Burger King. Can I take your order?
Whoa.
Get one cool toy from the new movie inside every great-tasting $1.99 Kids Club meal. Your kids can collect all 6.
Oh, sure, blame the death. What the heck, we're easy targets.
We hope you don't mind us blowing our own horn, but Ricola, the original all-natural herb cough drop imported from Switzerland, now comes in a soothing new throat syrup you're gonna love.
Hey, Rita, is
Isn't it about time to change that Glade plug-in's refill?
Refill your Glade plug-ins every 45 days to keep your home Glade fresh.
Plug it in, plug it in.
Just hold this and you know you're going to get a close shave.
Remington introduces the new shape in shaving.
The angle to the face, just right. Can't believe I'm in love with an electric. But look at this shave.
Remington's new dual microscreen, built to shave incredibly close.
And they guarantee it.
This time of year, people everywhere are changing their antifreeze to Peak. Peak's patented formula offers maximum engine protection for about $1 less than the other guy. Peak, because now's the best time to change your antifreeze. And for the ultimate engine protection, don't forget Peak High Performance Motor Oil.
I'm thinking Lance Blevins has got a headache right about now.
Let's have another look real time, Ralph, from Greg Hodnett's camera.
Around for a ride and bang up your front wing. Now that's going to affect how that car handles as we get set to go back to green. Mark Kinzer leads them to the cone, and we're green and racing.
Mark Kinzer in control of this restart. We've had 4 caution flags so far.
Steve Kinzer to the outside of Sammy Swindell. The Quaker State 11 has to dive back to the bottom. Tucked in behind Sammy.
Well, Stevens abandoned that ultra low line through turns 1 and 2 and right in the middle of the racetrack now where Jack Outshell said it'd be.
Now Steve is not afraid to take a look around this racetrack. He has 32 career wins on the Grove, 7th on the all-time win list at this famous racetrack.
Down the front straightaway, three-wheeling it is the 11 green car Steve Kinzer. I mean, it baby is hooked.
Well, while they fight for second, the 5M of Mark Kinzer, the Workin' America car. Stu Murray, president of Workin' here, as always, cheering on his driver, pulling away from the field. Gurney battling with the Selva Shell of Hodnett and Billy Pauch to the bottom in the black number 1, the Zemco car. On board with Hodnett as he gives chase. All the way up along the fence line. You want to know what it's like to run the fence here at the Grove? You just did it. Johnny Herrera. And back up front.
Mark Kinzer, big lead.
Look how smooth he is.
Oh, I was just going to say, his car control is just absolutely incredible.
And Steve Kinzer has gotten around Sammy Swindell, and there's the interval back to the king. Now, can he hunt down his young cousin?
He needs a yellow. And he may not get one. Everybody's thrown out pretty well. Traffic is going to be a huge factor now. And nobody manages it better than the man in that green car. He has 200 more feature wins than his closest competitor. Not just 200 total, he has 200 more. 415 total.
Mark running a brand new Maxim chassis, just about a week of racing on that car. And it's looking mighty fresh right now. Look at how he takes it all the way up. And look how there's not a lot of movement inside the driver's cockpit. The great thing about the Pennzoil World of Outlaws, you can see that driver working the steering wheel. The Mark nice and smooth tonight.
Look at that slide.
About to put a lap on Kevin Gobrecht. The Apple Chevrolet number 12 is back out on the track as we're halfway home.
You could read the confidence in Carl Kinzer's face when he talked to Bobby Carroll. Back to Hodnett again.
Donnie Schatz in the 15 on the inside, challenging him for position as that battle rages on a little bit deeper in the pass.
Carl Kinzer knew exactly what kind of an automobile he was sending out there, and of course what kind of young man he has in his own son. But you don't see him smile that much before a race, Ralph. He's usually rather reserved, and you can see that.
Oh, and Steve, we're stacking him up again.
Yep.
Lance DeWeese.
Same place.
Looks like Hannigan over there, and the other car, too far away to see from here at this point, but DeWeese, the 41 is Shepard. That's the other car I couldn't see.
Not good news for Mark Kinzer. He would have loved to have seen this thing run another 14 laps green.
But great news for Steve Kinzer.
You betcha.
Shepard spun around.
And how about Dave Blaney? He's gone from 16th to 8th in just 16 laps. Stay with us, everybody. We'll get him restarted just for you when we come back to Williams Grove.
Has frequent heartburn been a persistent problem for you? Have you treated it but still suffer on 2 or more days a week? Do you keep getting heartburn even though you've changed your diet? Your heartburn may be due to a potentially serious condition called acid reflux disease. Ask your doctor if Prilosec is right for you. Just 1 Prilosec capsule daily can provide 24-hour acid control. For a free brochure, call 1-800-716-3090. Learn the facts about acid reflux disease and how Prilosec, available only by prescription, can effectively treat it. Prilosec is not for everybody. Only your doctor can decide if it's right for you. The most common side effects are headache, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. For additional product information, call 1-800-716-3090. Ask your doctor or pharmacist, or see our ad in Life magazine. Want 24-hour acid control with just one daily capsule? Ask your doctor about Prilosec.
My name is Marjorie. I'm 65 and on Medicare. I use insulin to control my diabetes, and I'm low on my diabetic testing supplies. I should be driving to the drugstore now, but I'm not. Medicare covers my supplies, and I could be filling out these forms now, but I'm not. I could be paying out of pocket for all my daily testing supplies, but I'm not. Thanks again. Liberty Medical does it all for me.
If you're on Medicare and use insulin to control your diabetes, call Liberty Medical. Get free home delivery of your diabetic testing supplies with the cost billed directly to Medicare. You'll have no upfront out-of-pocket expense, no inconvenient trips to the drugstore, no forms to file. Your satisfaction's guaranteed.
I could be just a little pressed for time and cash, but I'm not.
For more information on home delivery, call Liberty Medical, 1-800-679-8383. You'll save time and money.
TNN Motorsports would like to congratulate Jeff Gordon and Hendrick Motorsports on their 1997 NASCAR Winston Cup Championship.
Experience Country.com, your personal source for all things country, from race cars to country stars, virtual tours to the great outdoors, classic to contemporary. Connect to TNN, CMT, and all things country. Country.com, your personal source for all things country.
We're back to Williams Grove Speedway, where they have turned the pace truck lights off. The Pennzoil World of Outlaws are set to do it again.
And a pair of cousins will be right up front. The 5M car with Mark, the green car, the 11 car with Steve Kinzer. The Hoosiers, two of the best front car drivers in history. Here we go. Mark out in front, Steve racing.
By the way, they fixed the nose wing on Honda during the yellow situation. Here comes the King to the outside.
We were eavesdropping on a conversation between Jack Hutchinson and Hip Grucci, and he was told to run low in 3 and 4. Go down low in 3 and 4. Let's see if he does. Sammy back on the charge. Sammy Swindell, the number 1 Channellock car.
And here's the fight we were telling you about a little bit deeper in the field. Dave Blaney, the Vibrant 10, the yellow car, the Chevy-powered McCain, and the Ford of Jeff Swindell, the 7CW Gold Eagle car. And look at Johnny Herrera. What a horrible start he had to the night. And Gil Conyers, number 47, the Casey's General Stores car, gets to the inside of Jeff Swindell and makes the pass.
Herrera has gone from 25th to 10th.
And Billy Pauch into the mix. The 1Z on the bottom. Pauch going at it in the black number 1.
That'll get this crowd up.
Look at him slicing and dicing as Swindell. That's Jeff. Swings to the bottom, then goes upstairs through turns 1 and 2. He's chasing Pauch. Danny Lasowski on the bottom in there. The 1W car, the Whaley car.
Herrera has now moved from 25th to 8th spot.
And we've got a yellow as Greg Hodnett is in the fence after they fixed the wing. The 11H, our camera car. Now that's what it looks like to stuff your car at Williams Grove.
The camera is still working. That's the good news in the truck. Interesting night for Hodnett.
Yeah, you know, Greg is really having a pretty good season. Sitting up inside the point standings, really in a position to challenge this year. And boy, tonight's really been frustrating. Here it is, real time. Listen to this. Just went in too hot.
Yep, he gave it full right rudder, but it was a little bit too late.
Well, let's head back to the studio in Charlotte while they get our camera going again. Oh, yeah, and Greg as well.
All right. Great to help out, Ralph. Glad to be there for you. And, of course, Katie and Steve hanging out. We're done with the pizza, so we don't have much left to do, except to tell you what's up next week. Going to be another great race from Nashville.
I've been there.
Yes, I know. You and Kippy Brannon both found his new love in Nashville, but we won't talk about that. Let's just talk about the trucks and the late model stocks. Great action live.
These are not just any trucks.
They're super trucks. Next week, Motor Madness takes you live to Nashville, Tennessee to see all the action from those exciting super trucks and the late model stock cars.
That's probably my favorite, all-time favorite.
That's why we're bringing it back just for you, Bobby.
I tell you what, that's a lot of fun. I mean, it's Friday nights in the motorhome. You go into the channels and, you're able to turn it on and watch, watch Motor Madness. So it's a lot of fun. It's different.
Be here next week for all the racing excitement.
We're back to green. They've just passed the cone as they come up the front straightaway. Mark Kinzer leads Steve.
Steve Kinzer heading down into turn 1 and 2. Launch the charge down the front straightaway, hiking up that right front wheel, but just isn't the match for his younger cousin. Look at this, Ralph. Mark just pulls away down the backstretch.
Sammy Swindell, that silver car hasn't launched yet. It's 2 for 2, and he sits in third right now, but boy, Mark is strong.
Kinzer goes way, way high up there. Look, Steve Kinzer, the green 11 car, right up against the wall. He's desperate. He's searching for something he can make work.
Up the front straightaway, Mark Kinzer pulling away.
And all the while, Sammy Swindell, who's now moving up. There's Dave Blaney, the 10 vibrant car, Johnny Herrera.
That's the fight for 7th place, Steve. Johnny Herrera and Dave Blaney. What a turnaround Herrera has seen here tonight. Horrible beginning. You remember all the problems he had with the tail tank and everything. And Blaney, like Kenny Woodruff, got him straightened out. And he's trying to fight his way to the front.
And that's the mark of true champions. When you get down, you don't give up. You keep fighting back Outlaw style.
That's Joe Gertie to the high side there, and the white 3G going around Blaney. That moves him up a spot. Donnie Kreitz, the light blue 69, just in front of them. Billy Pauch runs behind Blaney. Pauch back in 10th, so you can count forward from there. Jeff Swindell is 11th. Masowski is 12th. Shots, Hannigan, McMahon, and the rest back behind these guys. The leader is still Mark Kinzer, Steve Kinzer, Sammy Swindell, Jack Hotfield, and Stevie Smith, your top 5. Price is 6th. Herrera is 7th. Gertie is 8th. Blaney is 9th. Pauch is 10th. Jeff Swindell, Lasowski, Schatz, Randy Hannigan, and McMahon, your top 15. Hodnett is out of it. Let's check in with Bobby Giro.
Greg Hodnett is out of it. Greg, we saw you get up into the fence. How slick is it out there? Outlaws lately. He's finished in the top 5 in 7 of the last 14 races.
There are only 5 laps remaining here in this Channellock A feature.
And look at Blaney as this fight for 7th is the best battle on the racetrack. Herrera, Gertie, and Blaney having at it as Mark Kinzer is just pulled away. Everybody fighting for the last bit of points here. Sammy Swindell and Steve Kinzer going at it as well. And there's a look at it. You see Sammy has gotten around him.
Yep. They were side by side coming out of turn number 3, and Sammy executed, exiting 4. Nice move.
Mark Kinzer continues to lead. Sammy is taking over 2nd. Steve Kinzer will be heading off to Indianapolis soon, but Mark Kinzer with the victory maybe here tonight if he can hang on for another lap or so.
It's like the old days of the 50s where the guy that won Indianapolis might have been on a dirt track a couple of days before. The IRL has kind of brought that spirit back to American oval track racing.
Cris, the 17E, is the next car that Mark Kinzer will be trying to negotiate to get around, put a lap down. White flag is waving here, the Channellock Spring Classic.
And Mark Kinzer will continue his string of wins live on TNN. He ought to be paying us.
The final lap as Mark Kinzer navigates around turns 3 and 4. The Channellock Spring Classic will go to Mark Kinzer. 2nd place to Sammy Swindell. 3rd to Steve Kinzer. 4th is Jack Hodenshield. talk to the winner of the Pennzoil World of Outlaws here at the Channellock Spring Classic at Williams Grove. His name, Mark Kinzer.
The Maglite flashlight, the world's finest, crafted from solid aircraft aluminum, sealed at each end with high-grade rubber O-rings, with an exclusive patented self-cleaning switch and a patented adjustable beam. The Maglite flashlight, American-made, to be brighter, tougher, more dependable. The Maglite is a work of art that works.
A Maglite flashlight is the brilliant gift idea for any occasion.
Maalox tablets.
Eat and run. The story of my life. And so's heartburn. Good thing I've got Maalox tablets. They work like my liquid antacid. They relieve fast.
When you can't get to your liquid antacid, there's only one tablet with the same fast-acting ingredients. Maalox chewable tablets, not Tums or Rolaids. So when you need fast relief, remember the speed of Maalox tablets.
Thanks, Maalox. Just in time.
For heartburn or acid indigestion, count on the fast relief of Maalox tablets.
Video games don't just blast through your batteries.
More batteries!
They blast through your money. That's why you should arm yours with new Rayovac Maximum Alkaline. They pack the same long-lasting power, but cost less, so you can buy more games.
How about a little one-on-one?
Get the Maximum. New Rayovac Maximum.
Very upsetting. I guess this relic where he's broken.
Ooh. Take me to Anastasia.
There's just one place to find Anastasia, Burger King. Can I take your order?
Whoa.
Get one cool toy from the new movie inside every great-tasting $1.99 Kids Club meal. Your kids can collect all 6.
Oh, sure, blame the death. What the heck, where is she targets?
For Mark Kinzer, his 7th World of Outlaw win in 1997 with the Pennzoil World of Outlaws. And here's how close he came to having a big problem, Steve.
You betcha. He had this baby in the sack, and he almost let it get away. Because the lapper car, the 88 car, Todd Schaefer, they got very close. They may have even grazed each other, and this was on the final lap. Let's go down to Dave Reeve.
The ultimate trump card to Sammy Swindell and all the Channellock people. Mark, you get the job done. Up high early, down low late.
Yeah, the crew done a good job of telling me where to go on the track. We got some real good hand signals. We opted not to go with the radios just because of the weight, and they done a good job tonight.
Silky smooth all night. The whole crew over here celebrating the win. Mark Kinzer, the winner of the Channellock Spring Classic.
Here's a quick look at your top 10. Mark Kinzer, Sammy Swindell, and Steve Kinzer. And for all of us sprint car fans, Steve Kinzer, go get him at Indy.
You betcha.
For Steve Evans, Dave Reeve, and Bobby Gerald, I'm Ralph Shaheen. So long from the Grove.
Thanks a lot, Ralph. Boy, what an exciting race, and it's kind of cool because we're out of here.
Whose car won?
Never mind.
Mark
We'll see you
Kinzer.
next Friday for
Mine.
Motor Madness. Join us then. All right, bring some pizza,
Mine
flowers,
won. Mine
maybe
won.
some ice cream next time.
Fudge triple.